This is the soil of Florida, not Africa, not Europe, not no damn fantasy. This the mark of Moctezuma. We ain't never been no damn slaves. We was prisoners of war. And y'all still out here claiming that title like it's your birthright. You know where the word slave come from? Slavic, from over there, Slavonia. You from there? Nah, you from right here, from these lands. Moctezuma's blood, the sovereigns of Anahuac. So get it through your head, you royalty, not no damn slave. Of the true sovereigns of these lands. Y'all better get it right. Look at all that. All this land. That's ours. We've been here.
They built this on stolen land, tried to hide the roots, cover the soil with lies. But we still here.
They call me a Moor, but I am not from across the Atlantic. I am of this land. Saturiona.
So tell me, where ICE gon' deport you when you from right here? Huh? The clouds. Ain't no borders when this whole land your inheritance. So get it through your head, you royalty, not no damn slave. Y'all gon' get it one way or another. We ain't never been no damn slaves. We ain't going nowhere neither. This the mark of Moctezuma, of Anahuac, of the true sovereigns of these lands. Y'all better get it right.
Ain't no borders when this whole land your inheritance. They gon' deport you back to your own soil. Now let that marinate.
So dope, my eyes low. When you move like God, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and John Doe's. Crack open them land patents, let go of them townhomes. What's a native to a native? Eat $5 dough if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he texting back on vacation. Yeah, God's children. Give all your praise to Jesus, but how God feeling? He say put no one before him in divine image. It's you with God of Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't gotta listen, so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no boats. Bible took our spirit, English potted on our homes. Tribal families turned on us, don't act like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something turned to nothing. And now we nothing's turned to somethings. Reincarnation of ancients, fresh up out the oven. This the message to the black man. 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 Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. We can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. This the message to the black man. This the message to the black man. Say you wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. You stop wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't mating with the sauce. Like what the fuck's a noodle if you ain't painted with the sauce? I find it hard to trust the pastor who rather side with the master, who preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured. About how we should wait on God is never our vernacular. They get paid and praised by the dollar long as they keeping us stagnant. And niggas think they woke, huh? Like you could change a whole world through a vote, huh? Like slave masters willing to let their slave go, huh? That slave master was probably your kinfolk, huh? History in reverse, a black king strategy. When blacks were your majesty, they always hide your pyramids but point to where the castles be. Aristocracies with your last name patent accurately. Yeah. And I ain't even tell half the shit. Like, I ain't even tell a quarter of the shit. I'm just getting started. Y'all niggas rap about busting guns and all this weird shit. I'm trying to get my people back, nigga.
Keys on the track, on the track, on the track, on the track, on the track.
For the stats, I be beating the odds. Then the blood in me making me calm. Ride the turban just like I'm Saddam. I'ma blow it just like I'm a bomb. I'ma leave it.
It's a fringe group within the Black community that are pushing this delineation agenda, but it's also an internet thing, the FBA thing. It's a huge internet thing.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by it? What do you mean by FBA being an internet thing? What do you mean by that?
I mean that I see it more in the internet. I see it on TikTok. I see it on in YouTube spaces, in TikTok spaces. People talking about foundational Black Americans and their, their purpose, what they're doing, or whatever. Even I saw it in the comments. Some Black Americans are talking about, I don't even know what is FBA, and I don't even hear about it in the real world. I just see it in the internet. Even people in your comment section were saying that. So I'm assuming, because for the reactions that I saw in the comment section, I saw that the audience that you have, a lot of them were not FBAs, because the ones that they were considered themselves FBAs, it was just a small amount comparing to the rest of the other ones. If a Black American say like, it's okay, it's fine, like I feel bad that you feel this way or whatever, the FBA will respond like, okay, so you could go with her. Like that, like they will. So it's like a fringe, I think, community within the Black community. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
So you feel like FBA, it's a group inside of the Black community.
Yeah. Did you see the videos? Not the videos. They talking about delineation. That word delineation that they use a lot, and they were saying like, we just want to delineate. We want to. But I was like, what are we delineating from? They want to delineate from all other Black diasporas, and they just want to be this unique. They want the African American or Black American community to be unique within their own culture, and beside being Black American, they want to claim it also as an ethnicity.
Objectively speaking, they are unique. Their experience is unique. We could say that objectively, that the FBA experience, the Black American experience, yes, they're Black, and yes, Black people of Latin America, Black Africans, yeah, they're all Black. They're the Black race, but objectively, Black Americans do have a unique experience. And I think that your own experience has proven it, and the experience of Africans that come to this country, Latinos that are Black that come to this country, your experiences are much different. Your experience as a Black Latina is much different here than the FBA experience. So
Absolutely.
Their experience is unique, as well as their culture is unique.
I'm just trying to say that I'm a.
Hey, shout out to everybody that's in the building that's tuning in right now. This is your brother, Big Aboriginal Power. You already know the angry Tether is on the loose. And we're going to resume the rest of this conversation here, but I want to just tap in with the family. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all share the live stream. Shout out to all the FBA, Aboriginal Americans, Indigenous Americans that's in the building. Make sure y'all standing on business. Y'all already know the vibe, expressing our lineage, gatekeeping our culture, and stepping on these tethers next. Man, it's the chief and commander of the Tether Task Force himself, Mr. Aboriginal Power, man. And we here to check these people ASAP. And you know how we get down, man. So, yeah, man, let's get right into it. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. We're going to rock the house out. If y'all ready to get into some more of this conversation, hit that like button real quick, thumb up the video, and support the channel. It's your brother, Big Aboriginal Power.
Keys on the track, on the track, on the track, on the track, on the track.
For the stats, I be beating the odds. In the blood, it be making me calm. Ride the turbines just like I'm Saddam. I'ma blow it just like I'm a bomb. I'ma leave it.
Your experiences are much different. Your experience as a Black Latina is much different here than the FBA experience. So
Absolutely.
Their experience is unique, as well as their culture is unique.
I'm just trying to say that I'm a Black woman. You get what I mean?
Of course I do. I mean, your initial, introduction was to say, hey, I'm Black, although other, Black Latinos want to claim that we're not Black. We're Black. I get that. I don't even, you're not going to get a rebuttal out of me. It's
exactly. And I want to actually disassociate from that perception that all of the African Latinos feel that way. Panamanians in particular, we don't at all. And we want out of that. We don't want nothing to do with that. And as you can see, like I saw in the comments, because the Dominicans and the Puerto Ricans and some Cubans engage in that rhetoric, they just contaminating all of us. Afro-Latinos, that they do love their diaspora and they love their race and they love all of their African ancestry and their blackness, and now they are the African Americans or Black Americans, they are lumping us all together. Because what I saw in your comment section is like, well, you guys claim not to be Black, so why are you talking about now? Now you're all of a sudden want to be Black. All of a sudden, like now from recently now, all Afro-Latinos want to be Black. I'm tired of you guys disrespect. No, it's not all. You cannot put all of us in one basket because it's not all Afro-Latinos that feel like that. From the moment I was born, I've been identifying myself as a Black woman, and I love my Blackness, and I'm going to die Black. That's something that my grandmother used to tell me. Panamanian is just a nationality. I could be born in any country in the world. I still would have been born Black. And that's something that I take a lot of pride. So I just wanted to make clear that, because I can actually speak for Black Americans. So I just hate the fact that we are in a time.
See, and I've been listening up to this point, and I'm gonna be stopping it periodically to give credence and to be quite honestly, we gotta correct some things. Okay. There was a lot of stuff said just now in this whole conversation that we want to be able to get into, though, family. Now, we're not saying that the Hispanic community doesn't consider themselves Black, but they don't consider themselves Black culturally. They have a Hispanic culture that they connect to. And a lot of the systematic racism that we show here is almost twice as active in Latin America. So individually, there are Hispanics that absolutely identify with the culture and understands our situation. But the thing is, these are individuals, and we can't take the time out to just praise the individuals. I mean, we do shout out the individual, but we can't overlook the overall systematic effect of these people in general, which is the immigrant tether class of people that is able to come over here and identify as us. And this is one of the huge factors within the conversations, is because they feel like they have the right to come over here and speak on the situation, which I feel like they don't have the right to speak on the situation, which is why we deal with it the way we deal with it, family. And so I think that as we approach these conversations, we got to correct people. Like, no, you do not get to speak for us. You're not even American. You're Panamanian. So with you being Panamanian and also saying, oh, I'm an American too, and I can speak for you. No, you can't. You can't speak for us because you're not us. Just like we can't go be Panamanian, even though we're not Panamanian. And we can't go speak on behalf of Panamanians not being Panamanian. So they try to set these guidelines. Oh, I understand, and I'm this, and I'm that, I'm with you. These guys double speak so they can be able to wiggle their way in to be able to have these conversations. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. This is your brother Aboriginal Power. And I've been covering this aspects dealing with the immigrants and these Black immigrants in particular that we now call Tethers for the last 4 to 5 years, exclusively on these particular topics, how they come over and undermine us, and when and they are heavily Black and we're brown and we're all together culturally when it's a benefit for them. And so since we're delineating, they don't know what to do with that. So, man, shout out to everybody that's in the building. Let's keep this thing going. Hit the like button. Let's go.
In that the tensions, the racial tensions and the divides and all of this is like taking an upward. And then I just want to make it clear to Black Americans, this like, hey, don't look over here. Look that way. That's them. We don't be walking around in the streets of New York. I be telling Black people in their face, me no Black, papi, me no Black. No, that's not us. And that's all I wanted to say.
I do want to give you something that I want you to think about it. And if you want to respond now, yes. But if you want to go ahead and take it home to think about, by all means. Pero si tú piensas que you could respond to it now, by all means. So listen to what I'm gonna tell you, please. Listen to everything before you respond, okay? You said Black Americans want to put all of us Afro-Latinos in one category, bunches all together, okay? Mira, listen to what I'm gonna tell you, please. Afro-Latinos bunch themselves together, whether they understand or not, by identifying as Afro-Latino. You see, here's the problem with the people who grab an umbrella terminology to identify an entire people and then get mad because the label now has this baggage, has this bad reputation. You took it on when you identified as such. Like us, for example, you and I are from Latin America. Therefore, we by default ignorantly identify as Latinos. So everything that Latinos do, like
Right. That's my absolutely point that I just made. No matter how much of the cultural understanding that you can tether off of, your culture identifying status mental is going to be Latin, Hispanic speaking people, the Latin American people speak. You identify as Latin people. And so that alone creates a division, and that makes you a tether once you try to say, oh no, I'm American too. Because we can't go be Latin Americans because we're not Latin Americans. And so these are the double standards that a lot of these immigrant groups push. And I'm glad that this brother right here actually caught that. He's a Hispanic himself from Latin America. And he reminds me of a brother that's kind of vocal and pushes the culture as well. That's often in my chat by the name of Juan Torres. I want to give a shout out to my brother Juan Torres as well. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody in the building. Don't do it. Said just finished the Shape Pink 40 interview. Absolutely, brother. That was a fire interview for those that's listening. We had the sister come through for the second time, breaking down and debunking the whole DNA genealogical thing as a hoax. She break it down, man. It's a good interview. She also get into some genealogical history, lineage, great grandmothers, all the way back to the 5th great grandmother, uncles, Buffalo Soldier. It was a fire interview, man. And so I think y'all be thrilled. Go check it out. It was just done last night. Make sure y'all get in the comment section and let me know how y'all think about that. But for the family that's in here with us rocking out, man, I do need y'all to do me one favor, family. Drop a fire emoji in the chat if y'all can hear me loud and clear, and give me a share real quick. Share this on all your social media outlets. I do appreciate the family in the building. If you can please share the live stream on all your social media outlets, that would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. Okay, so if we can get that locked in. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. It's your brother Big Aboriginal Power. You already know the vibe. Let's get back to the rest of this conversation. Let's go.
For the stats, I be beating the odds. And the blood in me making me calm. Right, the turbans just like I'm Saddam. I'ma blow it just like I'm a bomb.
Bad reputation. You took it on when you identified as such. Like us, for example, you and I are from Latin America. Therefore, we by default ignorantly identify as Latinos. So everything that Latinos do, like a Marco Rubio as a Latino, we take that on. And it's our fault. Why? Because we are in full control of identifying as such or not. In this particular case, you as an Afro-Latina. So here we have all these people from Latin America, whether they're Black Latinos, Afro-Latinos, Black Hispanics, Afro-Hispanics, nonetheless, they all chose this umbrella term to identify as a whole, regardless of their particular national background. And because of this, you in fact have made the choice, you as, although you're from Panama and you don't agree with the Dominicans, me no black, you don't agree with that. But if you both identify with the same terminology umbrella as a Black Latino, guess what? You have no choice but to take that on. So now every time you identify as a Black Latina, every time, let's say for the sake of argument, that the Black Americans or a Black American were to say, see, the thing about you Afro-Latinos, if you were to say, well, not me, but que te ganas, what's it benefit you to say, not me, if you are part of this particular group because you went out of your way to identify as such? So that's what umbrella terminologies do to us. We choose to take on these umbrella terminologies and everything that comes with it, the positive and the negative,
I don't know why it's doing that. Let me see. Give me just a second, family.
We have to own it, and we have to go out of our way to fix it. The amount of times that I, as somebody born in Mexico, has to come out of his way to correct or to try to address all the anti-blackness, the anti-indigenous, the colorism of Mexico in itself is insane. And the amount of times that I have to come over here and try to talk to people, look, y'all, here's the complexity of the term Latino. I am considered that, y'all, but I don't identify myself as such. Because the fact is that there's so many white tea people that have white tea supremacist views, but are Latinos. For example, a Nick Fuentes, you know who that is?
Yep.
He's a Hispanic. His name is Nicholas Fuentes. He is a Hispanic by definition. I am too.
And listen, he's making crucial points right here. Hey, shout out to my big brother, old dude. You know, it's all love. I totally disagree with your statement while you saying FBA is a setup. And I would like to have a conversation with you, big bro. Maybe we can chop it up. I think it'll be a crucial conversation because I also know that you're not the only one that maybe have those same sentiments towards this. Let's have a conversation, though.
Guess what? Now he and I, when somebody who's not Hispanic, that doesn't know how it works, the complexity of it, when they hear that Hispanic talk like that, man, I knew you Hispanics were racist. Then if
he considers himself white, Ricardo.
¿Cómo?
Él se considera blanco.
Of course he does. Most white tea Latinos in power do. And yet they're categorized as Hispanic, though.
Mm-hmm.
And so am I.
Yeah.
And because of that, I have to take that on. So it is my duty to attempt to try to say, or attempt to convince people of my ethnic background, hey, can we start detaching ourselves from the Latino and Hispanic terminology? Because white tea people that are white tea supremacists also identify as such. Go ahead. What are you going to tell me?
I try to do that. And I try to do it even with the Dominicans. Mm-hmm. I even created.
No, you got to try to do it with yourself first, because you're still using these blanket terms, sister, from the struggle. You're still using these same blanket terms, which by this mentality of coming from somewhere else, having a different culture, having a different perspective, it creates a different perspective and balance when you come to around FBA or Aboriginal / Americans. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be muddying up the waters because we have two different perspectives. We identify as something that's going against everything that's going against the grain, because everything that's going against us fall up under one particular category, and they're in bunches of each and every one of these particular groups. You see what I'm saying? So let's go.
Videos like, you need to stop this BS, like I'm not black, I'm Dominican BS, because it's hurtful. It's just hurtful. You need to stop it. Well, what it created, it just rage, because people don't like to hear the truth. And then people become very emotional and they just get all triggered to hear the truth. Dominicans, like, really genuinely asking, why do you do this? You don't know how hurt, like, this is not good. It doesn't look good at all. You sound ridiculous. It sounds stupid. You looking like me, and you telling us another person that looks like you that you're not, you don't belong in the same group as him, is preposterous. Like how I got him from some Black Americans, they will tell me, "Oh no, I thought you were Black but you're not Black." I saw it in your own video in the comments. A lot of them were like, "What are you talking about?"
The only thing I wanted to say, it's nothing to do with any type of hate. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with wanting to not distinguish ourselves as Black people, because of course we are Black people. For too long, we have neglected our own community. We've neglected it for the fight of other people. And now is the time that we're like, you know what? We need to focus on ourselves. We have some things that we need to clean up. Our homes are not where it needs to be because we're too busy out fighting for everybody else. And we also notice that when it comes time to fight for us, no one wants to fight for us. Like no one wants to help us. And, I gave an example the other time about reparations. We've seen count time and time again where we've been trying to fight for reparations for a very long time. And other non-Black people or non-FBAs are like, no, they don't deserve it. No, they just want to hand out. And those are the things that we're talking about. We have to focus on a strategy for us of how we're going to accomplish what we need to accomplish. It has no one's going around saying, yeah, we don't like you, and no, we don't want to be. We're not saying that. But when you come here to this country, what's the first thing that you say? You identify with the country you came from, right? I'm Jamaican, right? Everybody does it. But for some odd reason, when we do it, when we
say it's divisive. Oh, you trying to look at us? Y'all creating these divisions. Y'all divisive. Y'all are divisive. This is the conversation. Y'all grifters. These are the constant tether terminologies that's used against us in these conversations. But the thing is, like she said, when you come over here, how will we know that you guys ain't Black American besides your hairlines, the way you dress, and all that other stuff, right? It's because you guys tell us who you are. Oh, I'm Jamaican. Or you proudly represent the flag from the homeland you fled, and you're waving it inside of our country, which is America. We are Americans. You know what I'm saying? The foundation of America. You know what I'm saying? The backbone, the culture. When we say the Aboriginal / FBA people is the culture, we're literally the culture. You know what I'm saying? No matter the identifiers that we go into. You see what I'm saying? So the foolishness is the thing that these people can able to come over here, identify as us, and constantly be able to eat off of our plate. I ask myself, and I challenge anyone to this same question that I've been asking for the last 5 years. What has any immigrant group brought over here that our people benefits off of economically? Just, you know what I mean? In a general. Now, we're not talking about one African hiring 2 Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about systematically. What type of economic benefits do these people bring? None. They don't bring any whatsoever. They don't even bring any political benefits to us. It's usually going against anything that we're trying to align ourselves with. When we're on code, trying to have a mission, we got a goal to set. It's always a tether, the ones that look like us, that's not us, want to get into, act like us, and speak on behalf of us to derail our overall accomplishments that we're trying to reach. And so now that delineation has been a process, these people have been upset. These people have been outraged. They're mad. They call it grifters. It's a whole bunch of things going on within the conversation, but to call it out and to not call it out is being set in pro sale with it. And I believe that there's some coon class of FBA / Aboriginal American Indians that got to be checked as well. And y'all guys are doing just as much damage as anyone else, because the name of the game right now is get on code. The name of the game is to get on code. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, shout out to everybody that's in the building. Let's get back to it.
Well, you know what? We're just going to go over here and do our own thing and chill out over here. Now it's division.
Right.
Now we're xenophobia. I'm like, where is this coming from? No one is saying that we don't like you. Nobody is saying that. We're just saying we're just gonna go over here, focus on what we need to focus on, help ourselves before we can help anybody else. But it's causing a huge ruckus for other Black immigrants who are not of FBA. It is causing a stir. But I really want to clear, the air of people thinking that, oh, you're anti-immigrant. No, we're not. We are not. Listen, if you come from Nigeria, you're coming from Haiti, you're coming from Jamaica.
You got to speak for yourself. At this particular point, I'm anti-immigrant because we got some disruption going on within our nation. And in order to clean house, we got a clean house. Everybody must go so we can get shit together amongst ourselves, amongst the family, amongst the people who's rightfully supposed to be in this You see what I'm saying? We can't clean it with a house full of people. You see what I'm saying? We can't straighten up with a house full of people just standing around with their hands out, constantly going in and out the refrigerator, in and out the cabinets, you know what I'm saying, leaving shit on the floor for us to clean up. That's the metaphor how these tethers come over here eating off of us, dumping all the trash onto our yard because they identify as us, and then we're left to clean up the mess. So this is why we got to make sure we're breaking down the culture. We're breaking down what we're trying to say. This is crucial.
You anywhere, and you are a Black person. Come. I hope all your blessings are fruitful. We are not stopping you from coming here. We want you to be successful. All we're saying is we have to focus on our own stuff. We have problems that we haven't even addressed. And that's all we're saying.
I got two inputs for you. My attempt to understand, correct me if I'm wrong, what I just understood. So it's almost like Black people of Latin America, for example, Black people of Puerto Rico. Bro, I'm Puerto Rican and I'm proud. Bro, I'm Panamanian and I'm proud. We are our own culture. But then, like, if a Black American does the same exact thing, we're American, bro. We're proud. We have our own culture. It's not like, oh, see, y'all dividing yourselves from us. We're Black too. So it's like Black people of each country, they could be proud of their own national identity as well as cultural background. But then it's almost like when a Black American does it, it's kind of like, why y'all gatekeeping? We're Black too. All right.
We've heard this throughout the whole diaspora. We've heard their complaints. We even saw it with the Essence Festival. There were some issues that went down with the Essence Festival. The reason why we're doing the FBA type of thing is because we have things that we need to get done. We have things that we need to get accomplished. If we don't, then we're going to be asked out. We are lagging behind in the generational wealth because of what has happened.
What I've heard from Black Americans very commonly or very often was the reason why we're not dividing, but we have to have our own category is because when, Black immigrants in this particular case come here, we take on their baggage. We already have our own issues to solve and fix. And now when these people who are Black, yes, they're Black like us, but we are taking on their entire baggage when they come. That's something I've heard a lot. Is that a thing?
That is true. I would agree with that statement.
That is true. That's just something that we got to be a little more on top of as far as gatekeeping. When it comes to gatekeeping our culture, not everything is. You can't find nothing that's done with it that's perfect. So there's going to be things in it, but we got to know what to roll with and what to go with. You see what I'm saying? In this particular case, certain things and certain terms of knowledge come with a set of lineage just behind it. There was people that blood, sweat, and tears died up under certain terms of knowledge, certain identifying markers, certain classifications, and up under those there was accomplishments, there was contributions, there was inventions, there was innovations, and to simply throw away those terms, you simply throw away to the said attached history and lineage that is attached to it. But I feel like we able to gatekeep our culture. We're able to put things in this proper perspective. We're able to put people in position to properly speak for us, then the narrative ultimately get to change. Things can be said and expressed. Things can be explained for the set generation that's going to be looking at this cultural endeavors. Because everything that we're doing now is set in the culture. Okay? Everything that we're doing now is set in the culture. And a lot of people that disagree with a lot of this perspective don't really have no legitimate reason why they don't agree, which is why they hardly even have these conversations. Oftentimes it's a bunch of tethers that's confused on the perspective of us as Black people or Aboriginal people in America, because they just haven't experienced what we are. We're not the same. You know what I'm saying? I can't expect for the majority of Black Americans, Aboriginal Americans that I find on the daily commute in the neighborhoods and in corporate America, I can't expect for them to have the same mindset as a Black dude that's in Sierra Leone, that's in Kenya, that's in Amsterdam, that's in Australia, Sydney, Australia. So these are the things that we got to more or less express when it comes to culture endeavor. We are the culture. We are We are the people. And if we're not able to use decipherment, if we're able to get on the line and be able to have these intelligent conversations, but you have no discernment, not able to read between the lines, to have these particular identifying markers, learning how to meet people where you are, you shouldn't even be speaking on these situations anyways, because you're still have some growing to do. And in this case, we need people that's going to be able to that's connecting these bridges, because there's social, and there's conscious perspectives that is kind of separated. And me as Aboriginal power and understanding the FBA, understanding as well, understanding that those people that identify as Aboriginal, American Indian, and FBA is one and the same. I'm trying to create the unified bridge to show that there is no difference. These are just our brothers, and we have information that we can trade on. They have adventures that they're going to be looking into, like diving more into their genealogy, diving in more into their lineage, looking at the cultural endeavors. So, man, yeah, man, just shout out to everybody that's in the building. We is rocking out. This is a fire conversation. Let me run it back just a little bit.
On their baggage. We already have our own issues to solve and fix. And now when these people who are black, yes, they're black like us, but we are taking on their entire baggage when they come. That's one thing I've heard a lot. Is that a thing?
That is true. I would agree with that statement. I think I mentioned something like that too. When it is a black person who was not of FBA, Foundation of Black American, or African American, that committed a crime, what do they say? The suspect was black. They don't say that the person was Haitian American. Not to say that the person was Panamanian or Brazilian. They don't say that. They say that the person was black, and that's what we have to deal with. So now when we travel the world, people think that we're criminals. All you guys do is drink adult beverages all day. And that's not us. That's not who we are. Yeah, you have a class of black people who do that. But when you get outside of that class of black people, you get up to middle and upper middle class, and even some of the millionaires in the black community, we're not doing that.
Yeah, a lot of us ain't doing that. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day,
thing. It's not a bad thing. So I don't look at it as like a bad thing.
Culture that we're dealing with. You see what I'm saying? So we're not just out here drinking. Some of the most successful melanated people on the planet come from Aboriginal / FBA Americans. You see what I'm saying? Some of the most influential people, some of the most revolutionaryest people on the planet. Some of the most intelligent, some of the most creative, some of the most inspiring, some of the most well-spoken, some of the most well-dressed, some of the most articulate, some of the most, it resides amongst the Aboriginal / FBAs of America, family. And I don't think that nobody can even get around it. That's why when a lot of these people want to attach to something, they're going to attach to you. If you were such lazy, such culturalist having people, no respect, the world doesn't respect you. Why do these people come and act like you, betray you, abandon their culture to talk like you and dress like you? You got to ask yourself. You got to ask yourself these particular questions. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Let's get into the next set topic of the conversation. It's your brother, Big Aboriginal Power. Y'all already know the vibes. Let's go.
For the stats, I be beating the odds. In the blood, it be making me calm. Ride the turbines just like I'm Saddam. I'ma blow it just like I'm a bomb. I'ma leave it.
That Africa was the only geographical space. It just means that all of the land masses were one landmass, but Africa was still there. Europe was still there. North America, South America.
This whole Pangea conversation is bullshit. And I hate these little TikTok South African scholars and bullshit scholars, or in general. They get on TikTok and just make up a bunch of lies. That's why I got to shout out the ones that's really dropping real valuable and critical information on there. Shout them out. TikTok is a hub for trash, fake, and baloney information.
America were still there. Asia was still there. Australia was still there. Antarctica was still there. You see what I'm getting at? These land masses still existed.
Recognize that this may be a hard concept for people to grasp because we have been brainwashed for so long, and because our history is not told by the people that look like us, but melanated people were everywhere on every continent. meaning it is incorrect to say that everybody descended from Africa. That's not true.
So let's talk. Black Americans, let's talk. Black Americans, what are you guys so mad about? What are you guys so mad about? It has to be something deep. There's something deeper. What are you guys so mad about? It has to be something deep. And please don't give me that, oh, you guys, Africans are disrespectful.
First of all, we're not mad. See, this is another fake projection that they also like to do. We're not. How we're mad because we're saying we're not helping you. You guys are the one that's mad. We said we're not shopping with you. We ain't saying we mad. We want to fight you. We want to send y'all to jail. What we're saying is that we're not dealing with you. Anytime y'all got a gripe going on, an issue, we're not getting involved. If you fall down, pick yourself up. That's what we're saying. We're not saying that we hate you. We don't have any hate in the heart. As a matter of fact, we're the most peaceful people on the planet. As a matter of fact, out of all the group of peoples that's in America, from all the ethnic groups, all the tether groups, including these Africans. Now, aside of ourselves, all these other groups have went to Africa and kicked y'all ass. At least very many of them. No group of Black Americans do nothing to y'all. We don't do nothing to y'all besides give y'all handouts, let y'all use our clothes, you know what I'm saying? Let you borrow our car, metaphorically speaking. Y'all use everything that we got and put together and built so y'all can benefit off of it. And now that we say y'all can't use it no more, we're mad. We're attacking you guys. Now y'all want to go to war. Y'all want to go to war because you can't play and use our stuff no more. We're gatekeeping our culture. And we're stepping on Tethers next. And shout out to the routers. I shouldn't even have to say shout out to the routers because they already know. But it's the overall systematic approach that you guys, meaning the Tether class, have on our people, family. All right, let's get into it.
Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Oh, Africans are calling us lazy. I don't want to hear that. Oh, Africans are saying, what's the other one? Africans are saying we don't have a culture. Really? Is that why you guys are so mad? Is that why you guys are so mad? It has to be something deep, man. It has to be something deep. But let's break it down, though. Let's go to disrespect. When it comes to disrespecting Africans, right? Black Americans, you are number one on the chart when it comes to disrespecting Africans.
Man, listen, we're going to get to this because it's going to be a lot to take in. And I want you guys to respond to him as well in the comment section. And I'm going to read out some of y'all comments in response to what he's saying in the chat. Make sure y'all articulate it because I'm going to read it for y'all. Shout out to everybody that's in the building too, man. But also, I want y'all to drop a fire emoji in the chat real quick. Shout out to all my FBA Aboriginal brothers and sisters in the building. Happy waking, baby. This your brother, Aboriginal Power, and we back with another one when you thought it wasn't going to be no another one, man. But I need y'all to do me one quick favor right quick. Can y'all do me one quick favor right quick? There's a new channel that I want to promote, man. Shout out to them. They rocking out. They got a new channel. The link is in the description box. It's called the FBA Cultural Podcast. Go check them out. They starting up. I told them I'll help them get to 1,000 subscribers in about 2 months. So let's help them run it up over there at that particular podcast and channel. It's in the link in the description box right now. If you click out of here, get out the chat, go to the description box, you should see it. FBA Cultural Podcast. It's a fire ass channel. Go check it out. I'm promoting them. I'm stamping it. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Michelle Norton, shout out to Indigenous Minds, Roger W, Big Empress Namo in the building, and shout out to all the true searchers and researchers amongst the cultural perspective, man. You already know the vibe. This your brother Aboriginal, man. Aboriginal Power, if you didn't know. Let's get back into some more of this, man. Let's get it.
in the United States. You guys are number one on the chart. You know how many names you guys have been calling Africans? I've been called Kunta Kinte by Black Americans.
It doesn't matter if we call you Kunta Kinte. He's an African. Why do you feel offended that we calling you an African? We not African. You Kunta Kinte. My family American. You understand me? My family American. And guess what? You got social derogatory terms that's used unanimously throughout the whole west coast of Africa, like words like Injuru, words like Akata. Y'all use these words very derogatory. Y'all been having derogatory terms. So when we start giving y'all derogatory terms like fat-headed ass tether, you feel me, funky ass tether, musty tether, y'all get mad. But y'all been calling us names like you Akata, which means little cotton nigger, little cotton picker, you know what I'm saying? However they want to put it. But listen, we busting back now, y'all fat ass crying to big Aboriginal power. We don't want to hear that shit. We don't give a damn. When you get mad like this and start crying, we want to roast you even more, family. You see, y'all don't get it. Y'all think crying and making a video, boy, we gonna roast your fat head ass. Boy, your in Juzu soup eating ass. Boy, your ass ate too much bush meat. You need to go on the bush meat diet, bro. No bush meat diet, man. Don't eat no more bush meat, bro. You eat too much food on your plate. You know what I mean? We got Saucy Santana Zimbabwe, brother. Come on, man. You got that fat ass forehead that wrap around 260 degrees around your head. How you got a forehead that go around 260 degrees? I've never seen an angled forehead like that. See, you can tell a tether by his head, by his forehead pitch, and his hairline ridges. You see what I'm saying? I'm breaking down the mathematics and the methodology to do you fuck genealogy, fuck DNA test. You're going to be able to break down the ethnic group based off the forehead pitch and the hairline ridges. You understand what I'm saying? Straight up. Fat ass head wrap all the way around. Forehead.
I've been called Toby by Black Americans. Black Americans have said, "Oh, in Africans we don't have cars, we don't have houses." Yes. Oh, we chase lions. We kill lions with our bare hands. You guys say all these things to us, and guess what? What we do about it? We just shrug it off. We just laugh it off. Africans just laugh it off. We just shrug it off. And you guys are crying because we say you guys are lazy. Or you guys don't have a culture. You guys are crying about.
No, we're not crying. You can't say we lazy. We don't build. When you fled your homeland to the country that we literally built, you abandoned your culture for the culture we created. You got rid of your cultural languages in slang to pick up our cultural language in slang. Urban culture is not white American culture. It's our culture, Aboriginal Black American culture. What are you talking about? See, these guys been so out of whack, and you can tell when they're not us, they say we have no culture, shit like that, not knowing that country music was created by us, culturally created by us. He wouldn't know that. He's a tether. You know what I'm saying? Rock and roll created that. Who's the godfather of rock and roll? Who created rock? We know this. We can go all the way back to classical music. And culture that's going on right now today is continuous being created out of the youth of our people expiring, using their creativity and imaginations, and then impacting and acting on it. You guys have the only imagination that a lot of you tethers have is imagining fleeing and imagining eating a McDonald's cheeseburger and being able to sleep on a nice little bed, twin mattress. You guys have your dreams and endeavors. It's not our dreams, it's an endeavors. So when you want to work for $3 an hour, that was a dream come true. You've been imagining working for $3 an hour because you only get paid 25 cents in your homeland. We could never work for that. So when we turn down those weak opportunities that they're offering you that you're willing to accept, we're not accepting it. You call us lazy. Do you see what I'm saying? So these guys don't understand the cultural endeavors and what we have done. We know our worth. You guys don't have a worth, so you don't got nothing to even value yourself by. We created everything that you guys are even influenced by, and we know our worth, family. We are the culture. Shout out to the Aboriginal / FBA in the building.
All that. Let's go to laziness. Africans are not the only ones saying Black Americans are lazy. We are not the only ones saying that. Newsflash. Everybody else is saying it. We are not the only ones saying that you guys are lazy. No, we are not the only ones saying that.
No, we know y'all not the only ones that's saying it. But the key thing is you only saying it because you heard the white man say it. You see what I'm saying? These are not your natural perspectives, because in reality, we don't do nothing to you guys besides give you guys and allow you guys to eat off our plate, allow you guys to wear our jacket and uniform so you can identify as us for benefits. What do we do to you guys as Black immigrants? Do we attack you guys viciously for nothing? Do we systematically deny you guys out of the job force? Do we got no Africans? Black American only restaurants? Like there's nothing systematically nor economically that we do to attack you guys, but yet you guys point the finger at us for you guys getting done wrong by Asians, right? By the Europeans, the Dutch company, the Europeans that's pillaging your shit. Y'all hold y'all anger and get done and get kicked in the ass and get whipped with sticks, and y'all come point at us and say, you niggas is doing this to me. We're not doing nothing to you, nigga. You niggas is beating us. Why you attacking us, nigga? Nigga, it ain't us. Did they beat you into a retardation? Because it ain't us. We're just not helping you. Oh, nigga, give me a bandage in the ice, nigga. No, we're not giving you shit, brother. We're not giving you nothing. You know what I'm saying? You better reach it up and get some cold peas out your refrigerator. We ain't got nothing for you, brother. I ain't got nothing for you besides damn, I hope you get better. I hope you make it through it, gang. You feel me, twin? Damn, did it hurt, twin? That's all I got for you. We not dealing with that. African come over here, y'all struggling, y'all can't pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Y'all looking at us and you like, damn, y'all, nigga, help us, nigga. Nigga, we've been helping you for years, nigga. We together. No, twin. Nah, twin. What you talking about, twin? you going loco, twin. How you coming, gang? What you about to go, twin? You about to go flee, twin. I know you a tether, twin. You about to go flee, twin. Yeah, you docile, twin. We not the same, twin. Don't try to come over and nigga us. No, brother. Get that shit on.
Everybody else is saying it, but why you want to turn us out? Why you want to turn the energy to Africans? Because you feel like you can bully us, right? Well, you can't. And let me tell you something. You can't bully Africans. I'll tell you that. You real Africans, you can't bully Africans. Nobody can bully Africans. Have you ever heard Africans getting bullied? No. Africans don't get bullied.
Africans don't get bullied. What did you just say? Africans, let me show y'all Africans getting beat by Asians, all in Asia. Getting beat by Asians, all in Asia. They be whooping the shit out of them. There's so many videos of that, it's ridiculous. I'm not even going to show you because some of them videos be bad. They be whipping the shit out of them. Y'all go look it up on your own time. There's tons of videos out there of Asian men just beating just whole groups of Africans that they done hired because they done got smart with them because they done shorted them about $5 on their check. You know, that's a rent. That's like a week. That's a week worth of check. $5 over there. And these niggas be arguing with the boss, the Chinese boss, get that metal pole and get the whipping them. Them Africans get the kicking, flipping, skipping, and hopping around. You understand what I'm saying? They can't get down. They are some of the most docile people in the world. They are some of the most docile people in the motherfucking world. And they're going to call us talking about, do you think Africans get bullied? Yes, y'all docile as hell. Y'all docile. Do Africans get bullied? Yes. Why do you think you're in America, fathead ass Tether? Because you got bullied out of your land. You was decimated. You couldn't take it no more, so you ran. Not only did you get bullied out your land, you ran, bro. When we deal with Aboriginal Americans, aka FBA Americans, we don't flee, my guy. We stay 10 toes down, and we gonna run them things back to back at your doorstep. And we're going to figure out a new game plan and a solution to get right. See, when they say niggas don't die, they multiply, that wasn't for you Tethers. That's not having nothing to do with that. That don't have nothing to do with a Caribbean. It ain't got nothing to do with an African. It ain't got nothing to do with a West Indian. None of that. It deal with our people, bro. That's the spirit. That's the culture. See, that's something that y'all don't got, which is an American Aboriginal spirit. See, no matter how much you guys try to fix y'all hairline up, no matter how much y'all try to dress like us, no matter how quick and indulge in the southern accent that y'all try to pick up or American culture, guess what? You don't got that spirit. And we can always tell, because sometimes it ain't about what you say, what you got on, or what you do. It's just about what's in you. And we talking about that aura. Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah, they kill each other. They kill each other, oh, dude. You're right. Name the last time you've been seeing large groups of Africans wiping out white people in their nation, wiping out Asian people in their nation. They attack each other. They attack each other. They got tribal beefs over there. Yes, and some of them are nomadic as hell. They'll cut you off, set you on fire, and then eat you. Yeah, some of them are savage. Of course, you're going to have violence among some of their people, but we're talking about when it comes to going to war with the opposition, they docile as hell. And in this case, we the ops to them. They don't fuck with us. Which is why we go hard body on their ass. Straight up. Straight up. I'm not taking away. I'm not here to attack Africa or nothing. We're not even on that go to war shit because y'all ain't gonna do shit. And this our shit. You know what I mean? So, but I'm just saying they docile as hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm not promoting no violence of no sort. Shout out to my African brothers that's with the cause. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I'm saying, Empress. A lot of these Africans don't even they discussed in Palestine. They mad. I was on TikTok the other day, and some Africans was mad at me because I don't want to speak on the Israel and Palestine. Oh, what do you think about it? They had like a little accent. What do you think about Israel and Palestine? Man, listen, gang. What do I think about it? I don't think about it. That's what, nigga. I don't think about it. What do you think about? I don't think about it. So I ain't got nothing to say about it. Fuck them. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Shout out to the indigenous over there. Whoever the indigenous is, I root for the underdogs. Because all indigenous peoples was done wrong, mislabeled, and some people try to take over their land and act like it was their shit first. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all the indigenous people, but I'm here to focus in on America and particularly North in North America, where the Aboriginal FBA people are, who are the most influential, the most respected, they're always neglected, they're always reflected around the world. You understand what I'm saying? So forget any of these little third world tethers. I wouldn't know nothing about them if they wouldn't have fled from their little shanty town and villages that came to my shit. The reason I even know about Burkina Faso, motherfucking Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Lagos, because I be running to these little dirty ass Africa. Y'all up in my shit. Y'all all up in Texas. Y'all all up in motherfucking DC. Y'all all over just setting up shop all up in our shit. And y'all think y'all just about to study our culture for about 4 years, you know what I mean, and try to dress like us, get into political fields, and then try to speak like us. Y'all are crashing out because we're not dealing with y'all. We're not even attacking y'all. So you think you go to bully Africans? Nigga, we not doing nothing. We didn't do nothing. When they got on y'all and they said they about to start deporting y'all, we didn't do nothing. We just sat back, lit a backwood up, you know what I mean, grabbed our tea and started watching. We didn't do much. We just sat back, you know what I mean, lit our wood up, grabbed our little tea and started watching. We wasn't on no bullshit. We didn't come over there and be like, man, yeah, get them niggas. You know what I mean? Well, some of us did, and I ain't gonna lie, I get them. You know, but we got neighborhood watch. If you know anything about our culture, we're gonna have a few people that's gonna tell on you. It is what it is. Just don't do it in front of them. It's always like that. The neighborhood watch, and we watching y'all. Now, I'm neighborhood watch. I'm at the age where I'm neighborhood watch. Yeah. I see Adeline Tethers. You're getting out of here. You're getting up out of here. No. I got to make sure we protecting the integrity, the infrastructure, and the insurance of economic stability and growth and elevation amongst the youth that's going to be coming way out there. And in order to do so, we got to be able to check these tethers and put them out the way whenever they're getting out of line, because they're setting up for failure amongst our people, family. They're setting up traps to set us in. But listen, let's get back into this fat head ass tether, man. He be saying some bullshit. He be making me just go into these little rants.
You call us all these names, and we just shrug it off. And now we tell you some kind, and now you guys are crying about, oh, you guys say we are lazy, we don't have a culture. So what? So what? If you know that all those things are not true, why are you crying about it? Why are you being so hateful? It is crazy. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. The energy is just crazy. You guys are saying, oh, Africans are here to have a better life. Are we the only one here to have a better life? The Europeans are here to have a better life. The Hispanic are here to have a better life. The Asians are here to have a better life. The Indians are here to have a better life. So why are you turning all this negative energy to Africans? We are the least of your problems. Yes. So when it comes to disrespect, you guys are at the top of the chart. The white men don't call us that, because if they do, we will say, oh, they are being racist. So they don't say the things that you guys are saying. And now you guys want to cry about it.
Nigga, do you not know it's the same way with you? If a white man went around calling us attackers, they will be called racist. A white man can't go around calling, hey, you cotton picker. Cotton picker. What's up, cotton picker? Cotton picker. Cotton picker. What up, fam? Hey, you cotton pickers. Are you dumb? It's the same way with you guys calling us a cotton. If the European was to say it against us, then of course they would be saying racist. And you motherfuckers say it because you don't fuck with us, and you fall right up under the same umbrella as those same white people. Yeah, he reminds me of Bucci Bird. This is Bucci Bird, little buddy. You know the three little birds? Goldilocks and them? Bucci Bird's the middle bird. This the little bird. This the little African bird. You know what I'm saying? That's the one Goldilocks really didn't like. It was too cold. That foo-foo porridge was too cold. But yeah, man, he's making these weak ass points, man. That's why I say I gotta debunk him, because he's thinking he's making strong points, but it's double standards. You guys think you're gonna be able to say these derogatory terms and we're not say nothing back. And when we do say something, you're gonna say, well, if the white man used it, it would be racist. It would be racist if they would say the shit that y'all saying too. Matter of fact, the reason that you're saying that we're Akatas is because the white man said it. Do you catch my drift? The reason you're even saying that we're Akatas is because the white man told you that we was the Akatas. And a cotton picker ain't really a derogatory term once you understand the history of Aboriginal, aka Black American landowners, who grew, cultivated their own plants, made money off of some of these produce. One of the heaviest things that a lot of people did was cotton. They deliberately did it themselves, not because they were whipped with a whip. Ain't like they was whipped with a whip. No, they went out there willingly. You know what I'm saying? Religiously. Because they knew that at the end of the yield, they was going to be able to take it to the cotton mill. They would be able to sell it. They would be able to have money. They would be able to buy other things. They could barter with it. It was a commodity. It became a way of life. And see, when you say cotton picker, I know the European use it as a derogatory term, which is why you use it as a derogatory term. But in reality, it's not even derogatory to us. But when we call you niggas tethers, that really burn you up. See, but it's really y'all. See, y'all niggas really tethers. See, it burn you up when we say, nah, y'all not us, you a tether. See that? Yeah, that piss them off. That make them want to leave. They be ready to crash out on bout.
Oh, come here, Lever. Let me tell you something. If you think that you can bully Africans, you must be mistaken. We are the number one people you can't bully. And we are willing to go as long as you guys take this. Wherever you guys want to take this, we are willing to go there. Oh, yes.
See, look, they so mad, they trying to fight us. Do y'all hear this? They're so mad right now. They're willing to try to fight us. Talking about wherever y'all want to go and willing to take it, I'm willing to take it too. What do you mean, bro? We not on nothing like that, bro. We not even on nothing like that, bro. Like, what's up with you, gang? Like, just because we saying we're not shopping with y'all, we're not spending with y'all, we not doing nothing, now you want to come over here and try to attack us. That's bogus as hell, G. That's bogus as hell, G. And y'all know it is. Like, come on, man, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Now, I'm about to go to my brother platform that I was just showing you about because he be having some of these clips lined up for us. I'm about to go over there to the FBA Cultural Podcast. He got some clips. We're going to run through this real quick. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. If y'all want to subscribe to my brother's channel, make sure y'all go support him. Run down there in the description box, family. Go down there in that description box. Hit that channel right there and hit the subscribe button, man. Go subscribe to my brother, FBA Cultural Podcast, man. Y'all go start seeing this over there working together. We bringing the culture together, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all already know the vibes. It's your brother, Big Aboriginal Power. Let's get into this next segment. Y'all already know. Let's go. Oh, hold on. I know y'all was ready for the little intro, but listen, before we get to that, I know I got y'all. Got you. I need y'all to hit that like button. Y'all bogus as hell on everything I love. We only got a few people that done smacked the like button. 78 likes is not acceptable, man. Not when we got the culture in here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's listening in on Twitter. I think it says 4 people. So listen, 4 people is listening. Let's get 4 people to share the live stream. Give us a quick retweet on Twitter right quick. For those that's listening on YouTube, give us a quick share on whatever social media outlet of your choice. For those listening in on Instagram, y'all already know the vibe. Put that in them people DMs, gang. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get to it, though. Man, it's your brother, Big Aboriginal Power. Let's go.
For the stats, I be beating the odds. And the blood in me making me calm. Ride the turbine just like I'm Saddam. I'ma blow it just like I'm a bomb. I'ma leave it.
With my FBA video, so I'd just like to address and reiterate a few things. Number one, don't come under my video in my comment section talking to me about what other people have said, what other Africans.
Nah, yeah, we're gonna kill you. I got in your comment when you had on that when you had your hair pulled way back and we seen the true definition, ethnicity of your hairline, and we called you out by having that little ass bottom of a face that you call the chin area, and we called you out for rocking that loose ass what jersey? Cat maroon jersey. So now you back to explain why Big Bap was in your comments frying your ass, talking about how other Africans even saying that we don't have the same culture and that we're not the same. Now you mad at Big Bap. Let's get to the conversation though.
Have said about Black Americans don't have culture, blah, blah, blah. No, I did not say that. I maintain that Black Americans very much do have culture. In my last video, I talked about assimilation.
No, in the video that were played when you had that Cat Maroon jersey on, you literally said Black Americans don't have culture. Black American culture is a shared borough connection, mix and blend of all kind of African diaspora culture, which you try to simply take away the inventions and innovations of our culture, which we're not going to allow you to do that. That's why Aboriginal Power got into that comment and said, go check our videos out on TikTok. You'll see me over there. I don't play that. I'm on everybody. They didn't let me get on social media, and now we turning up on Tethers. I'm on them. Could they just be on her line? And really though, I ain't gonna lie though. She got one of them little she got an ant head. She looked like an ant, like a Bug's Life. You know what I'm saying? Like a sophisticated praying mantis. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know what she looked like. She weird looking.
With my FBA video, so I'd just like to address and reiterate a few things. Number one, don't come under my video in my comment section talking to me about what other people have said, what other Africans have said about Black Americans don't have culture, blah, blah, blah. No, I did not say that. I maintain that Black Americans very much do have culture. In my last video, I talked about assimilation. So if you're assimilating, there has to be a culture for you to assimilate into. So I do very much maintain that Black Americans have culture. I never said that they don't. Secondly, when I'm asking you why you're fighting so hard to make this distinction in 2025, it just doesn't seem productive for the foundation of your movement to literally be separating yourself from.
First of all, shut your little ant head ass up. How you gonna tell us what's productive for us when you not us? See, this is another time when you tethers step out of line and start thinking that you can think and speak on behalf of us. Shut your little ant head ass up, little smart looking praying mantis, little Bug's Life, little ant looking ass, man. You weird looking ass lady. But listen though, let me just no, you know she looked like a little ant though. Come on, man. She like a little fire ant with braids. She like a cricket with no legs. You know what I'm saying? Her ass look weird. She like one of them little things that was inside that fruit off of James and the Giant Peach. If you ever seen the movie, thank me later. Fire. If you ain't never seen it, she looked like one of them little things. I think it was a cricket. Yeah, she like that cricket off of James and the Giant Peach. Oh, my mom.
When I'm asking you why you're fighting so hard to make this distinction in 2025, it just doesn't seem productive for the foundation of your movement to literally be separating yourself from other Black people of the diaspora in America. It just doesn't seem like a productive.
Oh, yeah, back to that again. These people are always trying to tell us what we need to do. First of all, we're delineating. You're not us. Shut up. You can't speak for us. We're doing our own thing. You see what I'm saying? And we're separating people like you from us because you're not us. And so when you have these off-code perspectives in public on social media, people automatically going to know that you're not from our stock. Off the rip, like the sister said in the chat, it's about her cadence. See? Y'all don't understand. See, you coming over here, coming with that little you like a little gnat. And us as Aboriginals, we know how to get rid of that bug spray. You just got raided, lady. And so with that being said, you're getting checked. You're getting baptized. This is why you got to come have these conversations. And I love to have these conversations with these Africans on social media because a lot of them ain't nothing but a bunch of clowns. A lot of them are heavy European educated after they done fled their little decimate homeland. The rest of them that come over here and work jobs got some type of fantastic tetheristic story. Oh, nigga, my family was village kings. We going to whole town. And you get to looking up there, researching this little town, wherever the hell it is, Congolese. Man, this hell is a little village. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing but a little green pasture, 4 huts, and a couple goats. Ain't nothing but they aunties and the cousins. And you talking about you the king of a village. Nigga, you the king of your family household man, nigga, sit down.
Cause to fight for. Like, if you were fighting for real causes and you just wanted to be like, oh, okay, this is for our own ethnic identity and we want to do X, Y, and Z, that's totally fine. But when it starts turning into Africans and Latinos are the new colonizers, they want to come here and force their customs on everybody, they're replacing us, that's where I have to say pause.
Let me run that back just a little bit. Shout out to my sister Dream Sadiq in the chat. Let me mod you up because I ain't seen you over here on it since we got the original channel back. Shout out to you. Let me say this. Why do they care about us so much? It is crazy. No, it's absolutely insane, sis. And I can't come up with a legitimate answer why these people are on our tail like this, why they watch us, why they use us, why they eat off of us, and now that we're not getting involved, they're not even saying nothing. Now they're so like we're attacking them. I don't know what's up with the obsession. It is absolutely insane to me, and it's strange. Hey, let me ask you guys to do me a favor, because this channel is a new, fresh back on the market. This is my original YouTube channel. For those that don't know, this channel was taken off the YouTube for about 3 years. They took it from your boy for dropping this type of heat. You know what I'm saying? Going hard body. But we got it back. All right, so I need y'all to hit that like button. Let's get over 100 likes right now in the live stream. So let's send that code. Let's get it in the algorithm. Let's get y'all to sharing this around. And most importantly, let's get y'all to support the channel, man. Moderators, drop the Cash App information in the chat to see if we can get some supporters today. You know what I mean? We always got to throw it out there to see if we can get some supporters. Sometimes we do, most of the times we don't. But listen, we're gonna rock it out today, though, man. Shout out to all the Aboriginal FBA that's in the building. Make sure y'all go hit that description box and go subscribe to my brother's channel, FBA Cultural Podcast. All right. So let's go.
Our own ethnic identity and we want to do X, Y, and Z, that's totally fine. But when it starts turning into Africans and Latinos are the new colonizers, they want to come here and force their customs on everybody, they're replacing us, that's where I have to say pause. When you start saying that Black Americans need to stand with white Americans in solidarity against immigration, that's why I have to say pause. Like, it just seems like a lot of the anger that's coming from the FBA movement. I don't say that in like a bad way. You have every right to be angry. It just seems like a lot of that is very misplaced and misdirected towards African people and immigrants, when in reality, we are not your real enemy. Because the same people who committed these atrocities against y'all as a people in this country are the same people who committed atrocities against.
This is what I call tether babble. It's a bunch of smart sounding conversations, but when you listen, it ain't saying nothing. It's a shit sandwich without the bread. This is what I call a TWT, a time wasting tether. All right, y'all. This is what we call a TWT. This is a time wasting tether. A bunch of tether babbling. This is a nothing burger, a shit sandwich without the bread, family. This is absolutely hogwash.
People in like Latin American countries, that's forcing them to come over here to America now. Like, we know that the crack epidemic is probably one of the biggest examples of this. It devastated the Black American community, and the money was also simultaneously being used to fund wars overseas to destabilize nations. And so I think when we can look at it from that perspective and understanding that governments are, or Western governments in particular, are disenfranchising people on such a massive scale and forcing them into certain situations, I think we can look at it for exactly what it is, which is, again, Western nations destabilizing other countries and populations, forcing them into certain situations. Because at the end of the day, nobody leaves their home country because they just hate it so much or whatever it might be. People migrate because life is not sustainable where they are. So I say that to say, again, immigrants, Black people of the diaspora are not your enemy. It just does not seem, again, like a productive movement. It does not seem like a productive foundation that the movement is based on.
I don't like to get political on my page because as a Black American, I don't know shit about America. I grew up with Trinidadian immigrant parents, and they only taught me that. You feel me? Trinidad. You feel me? West Indies. That's all I know. Shit, my parents don't even cook fried chicken. I had to learn that myself. And once I was learning myself, then my mom was like, all right, let me learn how to cook fried chicken. And she hated it. But I don't know. I'm not trying to say like that's all of Black America, but you understand where I'm coming from. I wear Black American fashion. It's like, oh, that's too slutty. Oh, that's too. You can't cover up. You can't go put on some clothes and things.
Man, I'm not even about to go there with her. I'm not even about to go there with her. Man, who the fuck just ordered Rihanna off of Temu, man? This fat moonhead ass lady. Man, you sitting here stressed out trying to play with us in your head, fat as hell, pregnant head ass, Mojo Jojo head ass, Bumblebee head ass, Titty head ass off a little Nikki head ass. Boy, your head fat as hell. Our kingdom come, it shall be done, head ass. In the name of Tether love, head ass. Boy, your head is big as hell. Come on, man. You still here want to be all ugly and arguing with me. God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly, though. God don't like ugly, though. God don't like ugly, though. God do not like ugly. I'm just saying, though. Now, listen, though. Shout out to the fat forehead bitches. I am not trying to make fun of the fat foreheaded ladies out there. Shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said she got a little bully head, a buddy head. Let me read some of this stuff in the chat. The chat is diabolical, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. Let me read one. Somebody said she got a forehead and a back head. Dang. Somebody said, come on, cuz. Somebody said a Temu Rihanna. Somebody said forehead. Yeah, that's her nickname for sure. You know that's her hood nickname. Head. They probably just short, instead of saying forehead, they probably just shorten it to head. You feel me? Head, what up with it? Somebody said her head backwards. Somebody said another Mega Mind. Somebody said Botox forehead. Somebody said a little booty forehead. A Bumblebee's forehead. Somebody, y'all is wild. Somebody said elephant man. Come on, chill, y'all. I gotta get through this live stream. But come on, man. I ain't supposed to be laughing at y'all like this. Seriously, though. Dang. For real, though. I thought this might be AI, man. Ain't no way no motherfucker. Nah, I'm serious though. This got to be AI. Ain't nobody head shaped like this, man. Seriously, I'm not convinced. Now I gotta run this back a little bit. Hold on. I gotta look at some shit. This might be AI, gang. This might be AI, gang. Oh man, cause right here, it kind of trick you right here, right? You from right here, it'll get you. You see what I'm saying? But when she slightly cocked that motherfucker right there, it become 4-dimensional. It went from 3-dimensional to a 4-dimensional cranium. Yeah. You're not from her, baby girl. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. They don't produce heads like that. The closest thing you might get to something, you know what I mean? You got the little baby head. I mean, the babies, them Yo Gottis. That's about it. We ain't got no like this, baby girl. No bull crap. Matter of fact, I'm about to put an identifier on this. Come on, Caribbeans. I'll be seeing a lot of Caribbeans with these weird domes like that. What's going on? sometimes y'all head be starting to shape like the coconut y'all be eating. Like I'm starting to think that the food that you eat is altering genetics for real, like what A1 be saying. I'm starting to. Somebody said a hammerhead Caribbean. That's a hammerhead tether is diabolical. Yeah. Oh man, y'all is crazy.
But I don't know. I'm not trying to say like that's all of Black America, but you understand where I'm coming from. I wear Black American fashion. It's like, oh, that's too slutty. Oh, that's too. You can't cover up. You can't go put on some clothes and things. You feel me? So everything I did.
How you gonna say that Black American culture is too slutty when y'all literally walk around with 3 feathers on your nipples and a little skirt on made out of grass? You wear a little grass skirt with no drawers on and 2 feathers on your nipples, but our culture is slutty looking. The audacity is crazy, family. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that in the chat, ladies? What y'all think?
That's all of Black America, but you understand where I'm coming from. I wear Black American fashion. It's like, oh, that's too slutty. Oh, that's too. You can't cover up. You can't go put on some clothes and things. You feel me? So everything I did that was of American culture was looked down upon within my family. You feel me? That's why I gravitate towards those Black woke type people, those, power to the people type people. You feel me? That's in touch with their African roots and all that. You feel me? I love people like that. Give me all of that. I don't care for pop music. I don't care for country. Give me the Afro everything. I mean, I love soca music, but you feel me? Of course, reggae, but like, you understand me? But anyway.
See, first of all, you thinking ahead of the game, little baby Yakub, the big head scientist. You thinking ahead of the game. You can't speak. We don't care what type of culture and what you like. How about you? If you like Afro beats, go to Africa. You like Caribbean and all that reggae, go to motherfucking reggae land, nigga. Mega Man, little baby Yakub, big head scientist. Your ass is overthinking.
On some real shit, I grew up, in Black communities. I went to Black schools. You feel me? Sadly, it was my parents putting, the whole mantra in my head, like, oh, you should date rich, which is, and those people. You feel me? And for the longest, I was like, something feels wrong about that, but, whatever. And 2 of my cousins, dated outside their race and married outside their race, So it was like a norm in my family. But shit, as soon as I bring around a nice looking brother, it's like, oh, he got a family on the side. He probably got a family in another country. Y'all niggas is disgusting. Y'all disgraceful. Y'all are annoying. Cut that shit out. Love your own people. Because we can't keep having this stupid ass division. If I date, then it's great. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. From this conversation, I'm sorry that she even going through that. She got a lot on her mind. She got a lot on her mind, family. She just overthinking shit. You know what I'm saying? She's head over heels with things. You understand me? Seriously. I mean, at least she's head forward. You know what I'm saying? She's headstrong. She's stand. I'm done, y'all. I'm done.
Here again with another conversation for my African people. Oh yeah, come to the front. So yesterday I posted a video with my own 2 cents, my own small 2 cents about the FBA versus African immigrant situation. And I'm amazed at the overwhelming pour of support that I got and engagement in the conversation. Thank you all so much for your feedback and engagement. I just want to address a couple of comments, actually just one comment. There's many things I would love to talk about over time, but I cannot fit it all in one video now. So we'll go little by little. Maybe every day I'll answer one thing. But one thing I want to talk about today, there was some recurring comments of people insisting that African Americans have no culture and that all their...
Y'all need me to slow it down so y'all can read the subtitles, because I know it's hard time trying to understand what this African lady is trying to say.
Would love to talk about over time, but I cannot fit it all in one video now. So we'll go little by little. Maybe every day I'll answer one thing. But one thing I want to talk about today, there was some recurring comments of people insisting that African Americans have no culture and that all their culture came from us, if at all they have anything. And that is not true. So I'm going to tell one quick story that might surprise you. That shows just exactly how widespread their culture is and how many people use it, even a lot of us, even...
It sounds like the words are too hot. You know how you eat something that's too hot and you gotta move it around in your mouth a little bit? You gotta, you know what I'm talking about? That little move that you do when you fucking take a bite of that hot chicken that's too hot. It's like the words are getting tossed around like that in her mouth. I can't understand what the hell she's saying. What, you got hot words you eat?
Out of context. And this story involves the N-word, right? Remember growing up, for some of us, everybody wanted to be your and your yet. What does that mean? We wanted to dress like African Americans. We wanted to talk like them, walk like them. We had all these mannerisms that we were really trying to imitate African Americans. And then we went around calling each other by the N-word. Thinking we had no idea it was derogatory. We thought, that's just cool. If you call somebody the N-word, that means they're cool. We call each other that if we think each other are cool. So, and then I came to America, and like a few months later, I was talking to one of my white girlfriends, and I was talking about some guy, and in referring to him, I said, yo, that nigga, blah, 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 and my friend got red in the face. And
do you hear how she said that? She don't even say it right. That's how you know, like, they shouldn't even be saying it, because culturally they don't say it right. It don't sound right. The vibration is not right. Like when she just said nigga just now, explaining this, it was cringe. And these people try to connect and tie themselves to us. Like, come on, lady.
I was talking to one of my white girlfriends, and I was talking about some guy, and in referring to him, I said, yo, that nigga, blah, blah, blah. And my friend got red in the face, and she was like, what? Like, what did you just say? And I repeated the word. She's like, oh my God. And I was so surprised, why is she so red? And she didn't even explain to me. She said, well, maybe it's okay since you're black, you can say that. But I didn't know it. It wasn't until months later again that I eventually figured out, the history of the N-word. But isn't this crazy? Okay, like look at something as this is what's amazing too about the culture, right? A word that was used to demonize them, and
she was using the word nigga because she just hearing people say it. She don't even know what the fuck the word means. She don't even know what the hell the word means, but yet she using it. Like, these people just be dumb. What it is they be so quick to abandon their culture and attach to our culture. They just be doing stuff. They just be doing shit. They be like, man, I'm just getting away from my stuff. Let me go throw some weave in. I got to talk like, let me watch Martin real quick. Let me see how Shanae act. And then they start portraying, the stuff that they watch on media and TV or reading books. And they come around us acting like these characters and stuff that they've seen and portrayed off of TV and media, and they stand out to us. We be like, damn, where you from? They be like, nigga, why do you disrespect? How you know I'm not from here? Cause nigga, you sent her acting like Shanae. That's not real. You sent her acting like Medea and shit. That's not real. You see what I'm saying? They're homies.
Destroy them and break them. They're able to flip it on its head and remove its fangs, right? And now, whether you agree with people calling each other that or not, the bottom line is, they were able to remove some of its power, some of its stink, so that even a lot of us from around the world started to use that word without even, out of context, completely out of context, without even knowing what it's about or how it came about. So anyway, a lot of their culture has been exported, sometimes even just extracted, even out of context. So don't tell me African Americans don't have culture. Let's be honest here. When we were growing up, is it we didn't grow up thinking all the things, those of us, at least those of us in the diaspora now, we didn't grow up thinking the things that we think of African Americans today. This got put in our heads in a white supremacy system. And not to say there's no white supremacy in Africa, because there's plenty. So trust me, you are swimming in it. I'm decolonizing my mind every day. I'm trying so hard to decolonize my mind because I grew up with a lot of white supremacy. It's just everywhere. It's in the water. It's everywhere all over the world. But anyway, what's the point I was even trying to make? Oh geez, I'm blanking. What is the point I was gonna try to make? Okay, I remember. It's been
Her fat ass got tired. She tried to play it off like she forgot. Nah, keep it real, Big Back. Come on now. Big Back from Burkina Faso. You see what I'm saying? You tired than a mother sucker.
It's just everywhere. It's in the water. It's everywhere all over the world. But anyway, what's the point I was even trying to make? Oh geez, I'm blanking. What is the point I was gonna try to make? Okay, I remember. It's been being steeped in a white supremacist culture. That's what has made us now, thinking of our Black American brothers and sisters differently than when we thought. I remember when I came to America, my very first day, my box got missing. The airlines, they lost my box, or both of my boxes. So I didn't have any clothes, nothing. It was this one, a Black American girl who took me shopping. She took care of me my entire, first few days, just made sure I had everything. And then one of the times when we were driving in the car,
Right, because we're not racist. We always helped you out. And historically, we looked at y'all as a camaraderie. Y'all just gave us y'all butt to kiss, and so now we're delineating. Y'all haven't brought anything beneficiary to us, so it's really no benefit in even being friends, or even being camaraderie, or even accepting you guys as part of the group of this fake diaspora that never existed. We're not Africans genetically. We're not African people for real. We're American. We're American by culture. We're American by blood. We're American by lineage, at least immediate lineage from what people have mostly did their research on. So we got to understand that as Aboriginal / FBA people in America, man. So shout out to all my FBA. Shout out to my indigenous Aboriginals in America, man. Y'all already know how we do it around here. Drop them fire emojis in the chat. I do need y'all to run up them likes, though. Can we get at least 120 likes in the building? And can we get a few people to support the channel? Moderators, can we get some can we get the cash up in the chat so the family can support? Can we get that in our family? Shout out to everybody that's in the building too, man. Salute, salute, salute. Let's get back into it though, man.
In her car, she said, can I ask you something? I'm like, yeah. She goes, well, we hear that Africans don't like Black Americans. Is that true? I'm like, what? I remember being so shocked. Like, where on earth did she hear that? Because that was not my experience. In the environment that I grew up, there was no such thing like we don't like Black Americans. In fact, we loved them, wanted to be like them, wanted to be them. So that was the first time I was hearing that. But then I began to actually, so I told her that, no, that's not true. For all I know, we love them. We love them. We look up to them, But over time, I began to notice that this was the sentiment in the community. So that thing is something we learned over here. It's not something we grew up with in Africa thinking. We didn't think like that. We didn't think like that of these people. So let's really start questioning, when did we start thinking like that? And I know some people here, yes, have had bad experiences with some African Americans, the way they've also had bad experiences with us. That's why we should question those narratives that we are spreading and telling each other. We should question those narratives that they tell us that don't mix with these people. And these people should also question the narratives that Africans are backwards. But I know that this boycott thing is about respect. And, they have a right. They have a right. We should respect people and their land that fought for us to be here. Let us respect them to their best. Let us and let's do the best we can to learn learn the history, learn what's going on. Anyway, that's what I was going to say. I just wanted to tell that story about calling people the N word, you know, as an example of how even the culture goes around the world.
And I think this is a perfect example of how these people just try to abandon their culture and then, I mean, pretty much totally abandon their culture and then come jump into what we got going on. I think it's absolutely insane, man. But shout out to everybody that's in the building. We got a lot more to get into, man. If y'all ready to rock it on out some more, drop them fire emojis in the building for your boy. Drop them fire emojis in the building for your boy. And let's go.
For the stats, I be beating the odds. In the blood, it be making me calm. Ride the turbines just like I'm Saddam. I'ma blow it just like I'm a bomb. I'ma leave it.
So there's a convo that's been going on TikTok that I've been seeing for like the last like 3-4 days. And I kind of want to chime in a little bit about basically how Americans in New York feel like everything is Caribbean centered. And I gotta be real, they're not lying. Like, everything is Caribbean centered out here because everybody, well, let me not say everybody, majority of people from New York are Caribbean. If they're not Caribbean, they're Spanish. Everybody is from somewhere. But then there's some.
You heard as she said, everybody from New York is Caribbean or something. It's because y'all have fled y'all homeland to large numbers to New York. New York at one point in time had no Caribbeans there. As a matter of fact, you go back to the early 70s, the early 60s. There was no Caribbean and Tethers there. The Harlem Renaissance, absolutely not one immigrant set of people besides the white immigrant class, Italian, Irish, you know. So that's crazy for them to even think that somehow New York is by forfeit, is a tether hub. I don't like that. That is diabolical.
Let me not say everybody. Majority of people from New York are Caribbean. If they're not Caribbean, they're Spanish. Everybody is from somewhere. But then there's some people that are just straight American. So when they go out and they go into certain clubs and certain places, they don't want to hear reggae and shit. And it's like, you can't be mad at them about that. That's not how they were raised. Now, coming from somebody like me, I'm American, right? I'm American. I was born and raised in Brooklyn. I'm American. However, my mother's family is from St. Croix. So I have Caribbean roots.
Now, I don't want to hear no goddamn tether explaining, sis. Now, I'm rocking with you up to this point, but I don't want to hear no tether explaining. I'm gonna shoot it flat out. You understand me? So let's keep it gangster, guys.
I was raised listening to reggae. My mother used to take me to the Parkway on Labor Day. I still have family in St. Croix that I know them, but it's some of them that I've never met. Some of my grandma's siblings had thick ass accents. You know, I got a little sprinkle of Caribbean in me. You know what I'm saying? My mother was raised by Eastern Parkway. She eats nothing but Caribbean food. Like my mother's American though, but she was raised, you know, Caribbean because my grandma was born in St. Croix. She came here when she was a kid. My mom was raised with her grandma. My mom's grandma was born in St. Croix. She came here as an adult. So my mother was raised, you know, in a more of a Caribbean household, kind of, you know. I was raised American. My father's side of the family is from South Carolina. Somebody that's from the deep South or born in the South with no Caribbean roots, they don't want to hear no damn reggae and all that. That's not what they're into. You know what I'm saying? So I understand both arguments. So for me, again, I know some people are going to say, oh, you're not really American. I am American. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I'm American. But I was born here, so I'm American. But some people that don't have no Caribbean roots, they don't have Caribbean friends, they weren't raised like that, they don't want to hear that. My phone cut off. But yeah, they don't want to hear that. Like, and you can't blame them for that. So, you know, I understand both arguments. People that are American, they don't want to hear reggae. When they go out, they want to hear rap, hip hop, and all of that. Like, That's how they were raised. So for me, I'm cool with both sides. I want to hear the trap, the hip hop, all of that. I'm cool with all of that. But at the same time, I want to hear reggae. I want to hear all of that too.
Yeah, but this ain't the place to be playing it all around bunctious and outshadowing the natural culture of New York. New York natural culture is the hip hop of Black American culture, Aboriginal culture, hip hop culture. And to be blending that bullshit ass music that y'all call Afro beats and reggae is baloney. So if you really want to bump on that Jamaican ass shit, take your ass back to the Caribbean. Take your ass to the Caribbean. Flat out. You want to listen to some Caribbean ass music all around bumptiously in the streets and shit, go to the Caribbean. Go back to your homeland. You know what I'm saying? When you ready to listen to some more hip hop, bring your ass back.
I'm cool with both sides. I want to hear the trap, the hip hop, all of that. I'm cool with all of that. But at the same time, I want to hear reggae. I want to hear all of that too. But like I had a friend years ago. That nigga don't want to hear no reggae. He don't. He was born with Southern parents from North Carolina. He was not raised eating oxtails and all of that shit. He's not raised listening to no Vibes Cartel. He don't want to hear that. I gotta respect it. He was not raised like that. I could play reggae later. You know what I'm saying? So it just all depends on your upbringing. Because honestly, who's to say, like, if my mother didn't raise me going to the Parkway and listening to reggae and eating certain foods and being around, you know, my mother got like a couple of Jamaican friends and shit. Who's to say that I probably would be like, I don't want to hear that shit either. I probably would honestly still be the same way because I always had like Caribbean friends and shit. But like, if my mother didn't instill that in me in some way, I probably would be on
a bunch of Tethers explaining.
I probably would be on the same time. Like, I don't.
This is Tethers explaining. You know what I'm saying? We got to shoot it real. This Tethers explaining.
I want to hear that shit. At the same time, I'm still from New York at the end of the day. So I feel like it's in us. But if you come from someplace else and move to New York and you don't have no type of Caribbean roots, it could very much be a culture shock because you go from somewhere not hearing no Caribbean shit, not seeing Caribbeans, and then you move to someplace like here and it's Caribbean city, you're going to be like, oh no, this is too much for me.
Ain't none of your business. Oxtails is not Caribbean food. What makes it Caribbean is the seasons and the way they cook it. You feel me? Oxtails is American just as well as anybody else.
My grandmother always made oxtails when I was a kid. I used to eat roti. I used like all of that. That's you know, that's not something I eat on a regular basis though, like because I eat American food. But I'm saying I was raised on that. So
man, listen, I just hate the fact that Tethers and these immigrants think that New York is they shit. Do y'all not understand how crucial this is? This is why delineation is a must, family. This is why gatekeeping our culture is a must, family. Share the live stream, man. This is a fire ass channel, and I want y'all to go subscribe to where I got this live stream from. They got plenty of heat over there. Go subscribe to the FBA Cultural Podcast. The link is right in the description box, family. Go support that channel. All right, go support that channel.
If you bring somebody that's fully American to my house, they gonna think I'm Caribbean as fuck. But if you bring somebody who, like, I have Caribbean friends born in Jamaica, born in Guyana, born in Trinidad, to them, I'm American. They're like, oh, you ain't on shit. But to me, I'm looking at them like, oh, y'all Caribbean as fuck. Like certain things I don't do. I'm not taking a shower with Dettol and all of that. I'm not doing that. But that's what they do. So again, it just all depends. I have family. My mother's side of the family, again, is Caribbean. But I got another whole portion of my family. I know them, but I don't really see them like that. They are from fucking Dykeman, and they speak Spanish. My great grandma's sister is from St. Croix, and her husband was Puerto Rican. He's old. He's like 90. All his kids are from Dykeman, from the Bronx, and they all speak Spanish. You wouldn't think that their mom is Caribbean at all. Why? Because they all speak.
Because they all speak what?
Fucking Spanish, literally.
Right. So what they do is they adapt to other people's culture. See, once you flee from once you flee from your culture and go to and leave and abandon that, it's so easy and acceptable as a fleeing immigrant to just go to whatever culture that's acceptable to you. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of the Aboriginal FBAs that were in the North end up going back down to the South where connected family members was and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Getting away from you, Tethers, because y'all brought degenerate culture to New York. New York was the staple of success, the staple of the American dream, the staple of the industrial contributions that we have gave. You know what I'm saying? The cultural aspects, the great ball game, the American sport, baseball, hip hop. These are cultural reflections of our culture created by our people. You see what I'm saying? And now it's looked at as a staple of an immigrant hub. It's looked at as the diversity capital in the United States. And that's based off of fleeing immigrants. And now based off of the 2025 perspective of people that's maybe looking at things, they think that this has always been the case. But just like I said, in the early 70s, early 60s, you couldn't find no damn immigrant people out there like that, except for white ones. This is facts. But I'm gonna let her finish breaking it
The
down.
whole family speaks nothing but Spanish. They eat Spanish food. That's how they were raised. So again, it just all depends on your upbringing. And I can't lie, like the whole American culture in New York, it do give like a little Caribbean center. Like if people that are like fully 100% American, I feel like there isn't a lot of places for them to really go and do certain things, because everything, and you can't even deny this, especially if you're from New York, everything got some type of Caribbean in it.
First, let's talk about what foundational Black Americans are. So the term refers to a concept coined by activist and filmmaker Tariq Nasheed. It's used to describe Black individuals in the United States who are descendants of African people enslaved in the U.S. prior to the abolition of slavery in 1865. Here we go. I want to start off with you, Shelley.
My never to be humble opinion is that this movement is a way to further segregate and divide Black people, give me a second, and have these FBAs use this one as a good separation technique or a good segregation technique. Now, let me say this. I don't give a damn who you associate with, who you want to be called, or what group. I don't really care. But I think this particular issue is a way for, I'm going to say, maybe more conservatives to use as, oh, I'm separating myself because I am a slave or have ancestors that were slaves or whatever. I don't care. Ultimately, I am a foundational Black American. I was born here.
And, you know, a lot of people talk about being separate and all of this other stuff. Well, look, you could do that now. Find yourself an island in the South Pacific and just go be separate. But most people don't even know how to feed themselves without a supermarket. So that's something that would break down very quickly.
Now, these foundational Black Americans, authority, whoever they are, I've never heard of such. And no, you may not claim me in your group, you know, just because I happen to be born an American, right? Born an American with beautifully melanated skin, but American nonetheless, right? We're not going to start dividing ourselves into these little pockets that make it easier for people to take advantage of other people.
And let me tell you something, I'm sick of FBAs, okay?
I'm sick of them too. I'm just sick of people begging all the damn time.
Yeah, you can actually walk down Baltimore and step in human feces, and it's generally from an FBA, okay? So,
my African friend explained to me that a lot of Africans don't like African Americans, and that's simply a difference in culture. So let me explain how I discovered this. My friend and me were sitting down at an IHOP at about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I invited him out. He said, Thank you. I appreciate you. You are very kind. I said, no problem, bro. I appreciate you. He says, so you are from Africa. Why you don't have the accent? I said, well, I've been here long enough to where I kind of adapted a Midwestern accent and I kind of lost the African accent. He said, okay, okay. I understand. Okay. So we were talking and he said, oh, look at those hood rats over there. And I said, the hood rats. And there's a bunch of black people just being loud and rowdy. And I said, well, they're not really hood. It's just they're us. They're black people like us. And he said, you know how it is. And sadly, I knew exactly what he was talking about. You see, he then began to explain to me, like just in general, what I had thought and known for quite.
Do you hear this clown? Let me run this back. Let me run this clown back. Let me run this back because I had stepped away. My bad, y'all. I stepped away. We back. Well, I'm back. Y'all been here. But let me run this back for you.
So the term refers to a concept coined by activist and filmmaker Tariq Nasheed. It's used to describe Black individuals in the United States who are descendants of African people enslaved in the U.S.
That's bullshit.
Prior to the
a lot of the FBA people that I talk to, in fact, embrace their indigenous heritage, and a lot of them often say that they're not African proudly. The majority of FBAs, I say, you African? They say, no, I'm not African. So I don't know where they're getting this people thinking we're coming from Africa is.
In 1865. Here we go. I want to start off with you, Shelley.
My never to be humble opinion is that this movement is a way to further segregate and divide Black people. Give me a second. And have
no, if we're gonna say farther, that means somebody else had already started the division. You ain't gonna say that we're farthering the division when it's already been started. When you create your line of division, your line of border, your lines of boundary, we created ours. It's not making it no farther. We're just making it even. See, when we do something, they think we're doing it to the height. We're just changing it. No, y'all been doing it, so we're doing it. Y'all got these identifying markers. Oh, I'm Jamaican. I'm Caribbean. I'm this, I'm that. And so we're saying we're this. We're standing on American business, man. As Aboriginal family, as Aboriginal FBA, whatever you want to identify as. We know we're talking about Black people in America. You know what I'm saying? When you see a tether, we know a tether. What do you mean by that Aboriginal power? When I see a tether, I know a tether. Like, for instance, if I'm out and I see an African, most of the time I know it's an African off the bat. Off the bat, I know it's an African. So if I'm with a motherfucker, I'm like, hey, you see this African? They be like, yeah, I see the African. I know it's an African. I never do that with my people because we know it's the difference. So at the end of the day, we can call these people out. We know the difference. We need to learn how to use discernment. A lot of these people are trying to attach themselves to us, but that's going to be something that we always going to have, and we got to just get better at gatekeeping our culture. We should throw away certain cultural inflections. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't throw away certain terms that we use that our lineages use historically, because it throw away the contributions, it throw away the innovations. You see what I'm saying? We just got to gatekeep it. Because you know what I'm saying? Something that's worth having ain't always going to be always easy to keep. You see what I'm saying? So we got to do our due diligence. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the building.
Have these FBAs use this one as a good separation technique or a good segregation technique. Now, let me say this. I don't give a damn who you associate with, who you want to be called, or what group. I don't really care. But I think this particular issue is a way for, I'm going to say, maybe more conservatives to use as, oh, I'm separating myself because I am a slave or I have ancestors that were slaves or whatever. I don't care. Ultimately, I am a foundational Black American. I was born here.
You know, a lot of people talk about
you know, such a loud, retarded, fat forehead, no edge, having ass up. Just because you was born here doesn't make you a Black American. That doesn't make you an Aboriginal American. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say. You tethers always trying to tether on to us. That's some tetheristic ass shit, bro. And that's why me, Chief Commander of the Tether Task Force, is here to check all tethers on the spot, family. We here to check all tethers on the spot, family. We're not playing no games. Chief Commander of the Tether Task Force is in effect, family. You know what I'm saying? Now they want to be Americans. Oh, I was born here. I'm Black American too. Just the other day you were saying you was Jamaican. Just the other day you was Haitian. Just the other day you was from St. Croix. Just the other day you was from Panama. Just the other day you was Dominican. Now today that we're delineating, now you're Black American. Get your bitch ass on. We not listening to that shit. You tell us, we can tell by you niggas, man, y'all not like us. And that's why we going hard body out here. Y'all hit that like button. If you really rock with the channel and you tapped in with the culture and you on code, make sure you hit this like button and share the live stream. Only if you tapped in with the culture and you on code. Let's go.
A foundational Black American. I was born here.
And, you know, a lot of people talk about being separate and all of this other stuff. Well, look, you could do that now. Find yourself an island in South Pacific and just go be separate. But most people don't even know how to feed themselves without a supermarket. So that's something that would break down very quickly.
Now, these foundational Black Americans, the authority, whoever they are, I've never heard of such. And no, you may not claim me in your group, you know, just because I happen to be born an American, right? Born an American with beautifully melanated skin, but American nonetheless, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. You're right. She didn't just say, I was born here, I'm Black American. Appreciate that, I Spy. Good catch. She didn't just say I'm born here and I'm Black American. She said, I'm born here and I'm foundational Black American. Girl, if you don't go sit your crazy ass down, they crashing out over delineation, family. These tethers are crashing out over delineation, man. It's insane. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it for real.
To be born an American, right? Born an American with beautifully melanated skin, but American nonetheless, right? We're not going to start dividing ourselves into these little pockets that make it easier for people to take advantage of other people.
And let me tell you something, I'm sick of FBAs, okay?
I'm sick of them too.
First of all, y'all can be sick of Black Americans and Aboriginal Americans all you want, but y'all still over here leeching off us. Look how y'all acting. This ain't Caribbean culture the way you dressed in. You see what I'm saying? And being a foundational Black American or Aboriginal American is not a green card thing you can just get. It's not through a green card or through your birthright citizenship process. It's a blood lineage. It's bloodline. It could be the most docile, slow, retarded, not knowing nothing brothers of the stock. Guess what? By blood lineage, they're Aboriginal. They're quote unquote foundational Black Americans. See, you think this thing is something that you can go acquire through a green card or through fleeing or through attachment. No, it's through blood lineage, baby. See, that's why we added that foundational to it. That's why we added Aboriginal to it. Because you can't be that, family, and this is what they hate. We're delineating. We're delineating, family, and this is why they're crashing out. And I think it's a beautiful thing because they're really coming up out their shell. See, you can't anchor onto a blood lineage, my dog. And just as well as y'all don't like us FBA/Aboriginal Americans, which is a lineage, which is a people. It ain't an organization. It ain't a movement. You understand me? It's a way of life. It's an actual blood lineage. So since you don't like the blood lineage of the people here, we never liked it y'all neither. That's why we're delineating. We don't got to go to war. We don't got to do nothing besides not get involved with y'all. We don't got to shop with y'all. We ain't got to talk to y'all. We ain't got to respect y'all. We ain't going to attack y'all. We still going to hurt y'all. Because y'all need us more than we need y'all. Y'all have never brought anything to the table. And this is a quote from Bow. Y'all have never brought anything to the table that our people have benefited off of systematically, economically, or politically. So we got to ask ourselves, what's the point of even doing anything? Forget all these blood suckers. Because when it rains outside and it's raining on Aboriginal / FBA Americans, y'all don't get wet in the rain with us. Y'all standing up under the umbrella with the same class of people that set up the system to deprive us. And y'all don't think we peeped it over the few years? You don't think we've been peeping it from the get-go? This is why we continuing to delineate. We're expressing our lineage, and we're gatekeeping our culture. That's one of the key factors of the three elements. Gatekeeping our culture. You understand what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. It's your brother Aboriginal Power, man. The chief of the Tether Task Force. Let's go, y'all. Y'all know the vibes.
It make it easier for people to take advantage of other people.
And let me tell you something. I'm sick of FBAs, okay?
I'm sick of them too. I'm just sick of people begging all the damn time.
Yeah. You can actually walk down Baltimore and step in human feces, and it's generally from an FBA. Okay.
So that African lady said, you walk down the street, you're gonna see feces, and it's from FBAs. This lady got the audacity. These tethered people, when Jamaica is a damn third world country down there again, y'all get beat up by the Europeans in your homeland, can't even walk around your own beaches. And in the 1970s, y'all was doo-dooing in your own rivers. Then don't get me started on the other lady who's an African, by the way, living in Baltimore. Y'all think you said that you from the damn Congo. It don't even matter. Africa alone has one of the highest open doo-dooing populations in the world. Open defecation, meaning y'all shit in the streets and y'all just leave it there. Y'all shit outside the courtroom, outside the hospital before you go to work. Y'all just shit in the street. You got the nerve to act like we just shitting in the street in Baltimore. Y'all bogus as hell for that. See, that was some tetheristic shit right there. Like, you gotta call that tetheristic shit out sometimes.
My African friend explained to me that a lot of Africans don't like African Americans, and that's simply a difference in culture. So let me explain how I discovered this. My friend and me were sitting down at an IHOP at about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I invited him out. He said, "Thank you. I appreciate you. You are very kind." I said, "No problem, bro. I appreciate you." He says, "So you are from Africa. Why you don't have the accent?" I said, "Well, I've been here long enough to where I kind of adapted a Midwestern accent and I kind of lost the African accent." He said, okay, I understand. Okay. So we were talking and he said, "Oh, look at those hood rats over there." And I said, "The hood rats?" And there's a bunch of black people just being loud and rowdy. And I said, "Well, they're not."
By the way, this dude is Caribbean. He's talking to an African. And the African is talking to the Caribbean about us, and they're talking, and what they're calling us is hood rats. Hood rats. These guys are hood rats. They live in ghettos. Do y'all not see the type of places y'all flee from? These people flee from like shanty villages that have like doo-doo mud huts, and at best they might have a few tin cans, stapled together with some plywood. And that's their house for eight family household living in a tuna can. And you gonna talk about the ghettos in America? Are you dumb? The ghettos in America is the equivalent to the finest lifestyle that you can think of. We need y'all to understand that. I'm gonna let this one play all the way through, though.
Not really hood. It's just they're us. They're black people like us. And he said, "You know how it is." And sadly, I knew exactly what he was talking about. You see, he then began to explain to me, like just in general, what I had thought and known for quite some time. He said, Africans do not know African Americans at all. They do not like them. Let me watch this. He said, "Hello, brothers," and he signaled the hood rats that he calls them over there. He said, "What's up, cuz? Cracking?" Then he said, "Do you know who the African president is?" And he says, "Nah, I have no idea. I don't know. Shabuki like," and he like did some clicking noise, like, "Oh, that boy from like." And he was like, "Yeah, thank you, brother. You all right?" He said, "Yeah, I know my African history. I'm from the motherland. Peace up, word up."
Hey, you want to tell you the worst part about this whole situation? We really ain't did nothing, family. You want to tell you why they hate us and why they're so upset? Because delineation is not just a process away from them, but it's just a process to making us come closer together. The more we push away from them and separate, the closer we get. So unity. Listen, family, the unity that's growing, the potential camaraderie, the harmony that our people is on code about is what they hate. It's what they in fear for. That seems like an attack to them when we're getting on code and we're rocking with our people. I don't think y'all see the hate, family. I don't think y'all see the hate. They hate that we're unified. And I don't like that they talk shit about our homeland and they fled from a country where they ate rats. They gonna call us hood rats when they ate rats in their homeland. Come on, family. The irony that they try to give to us. They call us hood rats, but in their hoods, in their countries, they ate rats. The irony, family. These people are just jealous. And what it's starting to become is ungrateful, jealous behavior. And delineation, gatekeeping the culture, expressing our lineage has showed that they are ungrateful, they feel entitled, and it shows the jealousy because these fleeing motherfuckers have always felt like they have always had the ability and the rights to eat and attach and throw the trash on our land. It's time for us to gatekeep, family. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. These people think that American or Aboriginal American is a damn green card offer. No, it's a blood lineage, Tether.
He says, "What up?" See, they are idiots. I'm like, "Oh, yeah." He says, he starts explaining to me about how they don't know African history. They only know African American history. That's all they know. It's a difference. He said American Africans are not good. And I'm like, "What do you mean not good?" He said they're not us. They're not cultured like us. They are not us. And then I asked, I said, why would like some Africans come over here because they want to be
Listen, they not us, and why they want to come over here so bad? That's a good question. And you know what they doing when they get down to them immigration offices, huh? And then again, they signing out to fill out that green card. They kissing America ass. They kissing Americans ass. Oh yes, nigga, I'm so proud to be into America, the United States. I pledge allegiance. Nah, twin. We peeped you. You pledge allegiance to your tether nation. You with the tetherism. You feel what I'm saying? No, nigga, I pledge allegiance to the America. Give me my green card. No, nigga, no. Chill out, twin. You going birthright citizen on us, twin. Come on now, twin. You going anchor baby on us, twin. See, listen, we already peeped the swag. We not even on the same cultural wave as these people. They think that their traditions that no one even knows about around the world is culture. Oh, I'm from Burkina Faso. I'm from Tugana Ashikbuto. And my culture is doing this and doing. Nobody even know about you. Nobody even knows about your culture. So why the hell you even talking about it? Even if you did practice your culture, nobody would know what the hell you're doing. You're from a little mud hut village that's starving that I could probably take over with 3 hood niggas, 2 ratchet chicks, and a bag of rice. You see what I'm saying? Y'all shit ain't even that hard, fam. Y'all shit ain't even that hard, fam.
American. Well, they get American money, send it over to their family. Asian do this too. And there's a bunch of Asians in Africa for some reason. And there are there's like a little subsection of Asian people, like Chinese people in Africa, because there's no population laws. It's a whole thing. He was explaining all this lore to me. I didn't know anything about this. I was confused. I was like, "Are you sure this is real?" And he said, "As far as I know, this is real. This is what I know. I go by what I know. That is what I am." Then he started talking like homophobic and all this other stuff. And he said, "Well, think about it. Most older black people here even are homophobic. You know, when they say, is he this?" And I said, "Okay, that's fair. I'll give you that. But, you know, the newer generation is coming out and changing that." He says, "No, newer generation after."
First of all, Africans be the most homosexual people in the world. Why you think that the first place that they think about fleeing to is places like Amsterdam, France? Man, they be going to the most homosexual places per capita in the world, and they be thinking they made it in the high life, giving up their pussy. They'll do anything to flee. You don't think that these sadistic beast that is coming to deprive the world ain't trying? Man, these people will give up everything. They'll give up their daddy butt, their mama butt, and their butt just to flee. They don't give it. If that's what they got to take, they gonna do it. And they not gonna come over here and fight. They giving up their pussy. That's why we separating. We not doing that. And a nigga that's gonna give up their pussy is not gonna fight. Americans don't do that, especially Aboriginal, aka Foundational Black American, FBA. See, when we separate from them, they can't cosplay us no more. Okay, family, this is why delineation is a must. When we separate from them, they can't eat off of us. So really, why they mad? Oh, because you can't eat off of us no more. You can't tether off of us no more. See, we pulling them into the forefront and we stripping the pride away from them. And the only thing left in the side of them is jealousy, because the only sense of pride that they do got is by tethering and acting like us, family. See, we don't understand the power we got by just understanding and being on code, family. We don't understand the power we got by just staying on code, family. We are some crucial people. Give yourself a pat on the back. As a matter of fact, let's go hit them like buttons real quick. Let's go hit that like button real quick, family. I do need y'all to hit that like button. While y'all do so, we're going to take a quick little break. Give y'all enough time to hit that like button, thumb up the video, support the channel. We got a lot to get into today. Y'all rock with me. It's your brother Aboriginal Power, the chief of the Tether Task Force. Let's go. We'll be right back.
So dope, my eyes low. When you move like God, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and John Doe's. Crack open them land patents, let go of them townhomes. What's a native to a native? Eat $5 dough if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he texting back on vacation. Yeah, God's children. Give all your praise to Jesus, but how God feeling? He say put no one before him in divine image. It's you with God of Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't gotta listen, so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no boats. Bible took our spirit, English potted on our homes. Tribal families turned on us, don't act like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something turned to nothing. And now we nothing's turned to somethings. Reincarnation of ancients, fresh up out the oven. This the message to the black man. 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 Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. We can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. This the message to the black man. This the message to the black man. Say you wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. You stop wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't mating with the sauce. Like what the fuck's a noodle if you ain't painted with the sauce? I find it hard to trust the pastor who rather side with the master, who preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured. About how we should wait on God is never our vernacular. They get paid and praised by the dollar long as they keeping us stagnant. And niggas think they woke, huh? Like you could change a whole world through a vote, huh? Like slave masters willing to let their slave go, huh? That slave master was probably your kinfolk, huh? History in reverse, a black king strategy. When blacks were your majesty, they always hide your pyramids but point to where the castles be. Aristocracies with your last name patented accurately. Yeah. And I ain't even tell half the shit. Like, I ain't even tell a quarter of the shit. I'm just getting started. Y'all niggas rap about busting guns and all this weird shit. I'm trying to get my people back, nigga.
Americans, a majority are homophobic. Same with Caucasus people. Caucasus people, they are also homophobic. And I said, okay, all right, okay, fair. And I was just learning how his perception was, and it got me thinking, why is it that way? Why don't Africans like African Americans? Can someone explain that to me? Why is that?
Now, I reckon that this is a hot take, but I'm going to take my chances and I'm going to say it anyway, okay? Before I do, though, it's worth mentioning that I am...
Man, first of all, why the hell you got on all that? You got on all that lip gloss, dude? See, you Tethers just be doing stuff. You Tethers get on here with the zestiest mannerisms, lip gloss popping, extra zesty fester. What? You cool, twin? You cool, twin? This nigga got on a lot of lip gloss. Like, ladies, can somebody tell this brother he tripping?
Anyway, okay? Before I do, though, it's worth mentioning that I am coming purely from my opinion, based in my observations, based in my experience.
Man, first of all, your ass gay. Let's just go ahead and get the elephant in the room out the way. You got a bonnet on with extra lip gloss on and a little mulatto nose ring. Come on, bro. Your ass overzested. We don't really want to even hear your opinion, to be honest. I'm gonna skip. Should I listen to it? Because I know he probably gonna make some stupid ass points I need to talk about. But fuck, I guess we'll listen to this zesty fester.
Coming purely from my opinion, based in my observations, based in my experiences, and might I add that I'm well experienced when I make this statement, okay? I am led to believe, based on my opinion, in my observations, in my experiences, that Black American men are not coming anywhere close, not even close, to Black Caribbean men when it comes to the field of lovemaking. Oh, I said. Now hear me out.
See, I'm not about to listen to this bullshit. I'm not about to listen to no zesty fester, man. I'm not about to listen to no zesty fester talk like that, man. Not on my live stream. This is diabolical, man. What is he talking about? See, you's a demon, man. See, people like this be demons, man. Zay, come get your cousin, cuz. This nigga talking about love making, you zesty fester, you getting blocked. What Umar Johnson was saying, yeah, you getting blocked, you zesty fester. We gonna skip this.
One of my first little yes, he was Puerto Rican.
Oh no, we're not about to do this. No, we're not doing this. Yeah, we gonna get little buddy on up out of here. It's over with. And he got the longest story, gay ass nigga. Want to tell all the stories. Get your weird ass home. I'm sorry, family. I'm not about to listen to Zesty Fester. They all gonna have to catch that in the description box in the video. I'm not about to listen to that, bro. You going in and I'm cool, gang. This ain't that, fam. We're gonna go on to the next.
Black American people, because the Caribbeans and the Africans, I don't see them standing up with us either.
Quick recap, the question was, if there was a race war in America, who do we think would stand up for Black Americans? One of the creators said, hands down, she believes that Africans and Caribbeans would not be there to stand up and help fight but probably more Black Americans would be able to help in this race war. And it's sad, but I agree. I do agree. If you watch the video,
First of all, this is their narrative. We're not. There's no Aboriginal / Black American that's calling this a race war. They're calling it a war. We're not doing nothing besides not doing nothing. We're literally not doing nothing, family. And they tell me we're going to war with the Black Americans. They're not helping us. What is wrong with these people? Seriously. They need help. Y'all want to go to war and fight us and get vicious and tribal and savage? See, that's your natural behavior. Now it's coming out. Even though we're not even doing anything to you guys. But you step wrong, you get left wrong. You understand what I'm saying? You better go look at the brawl down there on in Alabama. You better go look at that shit, the bully beat down in Cincinnati. We gets cracking. You understand what I'm saying? Tread lightly, Tethers. So we're not gonna spare none. Now she ain't talking about no black and white war.
I don't see them standing up with us either.
quick recap, the question was, if there was a race war in America, who do we think would stand up for Black Americans? One of the creators said, hands down, she believes that Africans and Caribbeans would not be there to stand up and help fight, but probably more Black Americans would be able to.
Actually, that's proving my point. If there's a race war, and who will be likely to help Black Americans, right? Either you're helping one or you helping the other. That means they're going to go against you. See, that means they're going against you. She said she agreed.
And it's sad, but I agree.
She agreed that she's going to be setting pro sale to go against you. No matter how much she likes your culture, no matter how much she's been leeching off of you, in war, does it say, they're not going to team up with you guys.
I do agree. If you watch the video, she went on to explain about the us and them mentality and the diaspora wars that happen and how some Caribbean and African people feel that they are better than Black Americans. This is a really...
See, diaspora wars. You see, that's the topic of the conversation is diaspora wars. They think it's some type of race war between the Aboriginal / FBA and other Black immigrants. We're not going to war. We're just delineating. We're not looking for destruction. We're looking for delineation. You understand what I'm saying? We're not trying to go bomb. We're trying to gatekeep. We're not trying to eliminate. We're trying to express our culture. And so at the end of the day, this is becoming a reason for these guys to crash out on so many different levels.
Tough conversation, even for me to have. I am a Black woman, but I am also Zambian, so I'm an African woman who lived.
See, dual allegiances. Watch how the double. Anytime they let you know that they both, just know that they're gonna give you both talking points. They're gonna double speak. They're gonna, I got double this, I got this and this, so I'm double. They're gonna double talk. That's all that means.
That happen and how some Caribbean and African people feel that they are better than.
That ain't the case all the time. That's for the most
conversation, even for me to have. I am a Black woman, but I am also Zambian, so I'm an African woman who lived part of my life in Africa and part of my life in the U.S. Majority of my life was in the U.S., so in some ways, yeah, Black culture has influenced my life in numerous ways, right? But I also do agree that some of our immigrant parents that raised us, y'all know, they was talking mad cash about Black Americans. And I'm even speaking from the experience of my African family married into a Black American family. And even some of those Black Americans kind of started having that us and them mentality, where I remember having internalized racism growing up because of this mindset. This is a conversation that really needs to be had. So I would, if you guys are willing, like for you guys to put questions and topics down in the comments so that we can start this conversation about the diaspora wars and also about the mentality of the us and them,
between Caribbean Black people, African Black people, and African American Black Americans. Let's talk about it. It's time.
Nigga, we been talking about it.
This FBA.
Oh shit. I can tell by the way his little head, his big ass head sitting on his little neck, he ain't gonna have nothing intelligence to say. I can just tell by his head and his neck structure, he about to be on some tetheristic shit. Y'all see, I'm with the tether task force. I can identify a brother that's gonna speak good for us. I can identify a nigga that's gonna go against it, and I can tell this cosplaying tether ass nigga has got nothing good to say. You can believe that, family. No bull crap.
Versus Africans, shit is getting out of hand.
Y'all bear with
it. Is getting out of hand, y'all. Like, at the end of the day, you guys have your own culture. That's what some of you Africans need to recognize with them. They have their own culture.
Listen, let me know where y'all think he's from. I want y'all to put y'all, what ethnic group is he from? Is he from the Caribbeans? Is he from Haiti, Dominica, or is he African? Y'all let me know what type of tether this is. Let's see if y'all got an eye to spot a tether. See, I'm top tier when it comes to tether looking ship. You feel what I'm saying? I'm chief of the tether task force. Nigga, I spot a tether without binoculars. You understand me?
Some of you Africans need to recognize with them. They have their own culture. Like, it might look different from what African culture looks like.
I'm gonna say he hates you.
It's still their own culture. But on the other hand, you can't deny that, you know, your ancestors came from Africa. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, you just erasing a whole, like.
First of all, Makembe Mutombo, nigga, that we just ordered off of Sheen. No, we're not African. You just believe that. You was told that. We're not African. We don't have African culture. We don't deny Africa. If we had Africans in our lineage and we was really told we was from Africa, we would embrace that shit. We was not told that, and it's not in our lineage. It's not in our genealogy. It's not in our culture. It's not in our oral history. It's not in our traditions. It's not in our customs. So what are you talking about? You just spewing a bunch of bullshit. Little ugly ass nigga.
You can't.
This is Michael Blackston's son on the new Friday. I just figured it out.
Culture. But on the other hand, you can't deny that, you know, your ancestors came from Africa. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, you just erase.
Somebody said, I try to order Tyrese from Temu and they sent me
what African culture looks like, but it's still their own culture. But on the other hand, you can't deny that, you know, your ancestors came from Africa. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, you just erasing a whole, like, a lot of pain and, you know, trauma from people that didn't even want to be here. Like, I know all of a sudden now everybody wants to be in America, but at one point they were brought over here against their own will. Africans were brought over here against their own will. And then if you want to say you're mixed with European, Native American, okay, but just don't deny that you are descendants of certain Africans. Like, don't make it seem like you.
Bro, we're not trying to make it seem like nothing, Kunta Bente. You know what I'm saying? We not Africans, Kunta Bente. You the new generation of the Africans over here. We not. You still look like what an African would look like back then. We still look like what America was look like back then. It ain't no different, bro. You the African. Why you want us to be y'all and you want to be us? What type of Freaky Friday switching of the culture type of stuff is this, man? This is insane, man. Nobody, we not African, dude. Like, chill, bro. Brother, no light. Brother, no light. You understand me? This is crazy. I can tell that you and Brother Polite is from the same ethnic genetic culture in Africa. Like it's coming through y'all chin and y'all phenotype. This little baby Polite. Listen, bro, calm down, fam. We not African. Stop. See, this is another thing these tethers do. They start looking like us. They think that they put on a shiesty or a do-rag that they can speak on behalf of us. Nigga, we not African, bro. How many of us in the building identify with the FBA culture? And how many of y'all is African in the chat? I just need to see that. Let's just take a quick vote. Because I know there's a lot of people that don't identify. So if you don't, I don't want to give a damn if you don't. I want to know. I only want to see who identify with Black American. And let me see if they got any African in their lineage. If you don't identify with FBA or Foundational Black America, then don't say shit. I don't give a damn about your opinion. Respectfully. Respectfully. You know, we want to hear the people that do agree. And do you have any African? You see what I'm saying?
Just Native American, like, then you're not Native American, okay. But at one point, they were brought over here against their own will. Africans were brought over here against their own will. And then if you want to say you're mixed with European, Native American, okay. But just don't deny that you are descendants of certain Africans. Like, don't make it seem like you just Native American. Like, then you're not Black, you're not African. Like, you're not any of that. So you can't claim to be a part of the FBA, Foundationally Black American, if you're Native American, you feel me? Or if you're European. Because Black is associated with Africans. It's always been like that. So you can't just come on here talking about something.
Black has always been associated with Africa. That's a goddamn lie. Nor has the term Negro not been always associated with Africa, because the term Negro would have been the earliest term that they would have been calling us in Spanish language and Portuguese, early conquistador language. And so the term Negro means the same way we use Black, because in Spanish, Negroes mean Black. So we got records and letters from Jesuits and conquistador letters meeting the foundational black people here, the Aboriginal people that's from here, and they called them Negro de Terra. Shout out to my brother X. Shout out to my brother Ki Amaru Terra. Ki Amaru Khan, excuse me. Ki Amaru Khan. Shout out to Ki Amaru Khan. Negro de Terra. You know what that means? Negroes of the land. Those was the Aboriginal peoples that they ran across here. They was always recognized as Negroes. So they always try to play these little, Black always been connected to. No, that's with the modern day Reconstruction shit. That's with this new formulated systematic racism, as they use Walter Plecker codes and scientific literature hidden under the by way Rothschild's and Hill McGraw books. See, what we're reading between the line, and we're now identifying and making our own name. So you just ain't gonna call us what you want to do, nigga. We Aboriginal. We're FBA, Foundational Black America. We're our lineage and bloodline got our own name too. We're not gonna allow no foreigner tethers that doesn't have our bloodline to name our bloodline. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And now y'all have no way to attach yourself to being original, aka foundational in this particular case. And so at the end of the day, this is another step of creating this boundary and helping the process of delineation. That's why I say salute to the brothers and sisters that's on code. We got to get rid of the immigrant population around here. We're going to start with the ones that's closely attaching themselves to us. We must start with the ones that's closely attaching themselves to us. You know what I'm saying? It would defeat the purpose to go outside the way and do anything else. You see what I'm saying?
Like, now you're taking over a whole nother people's fucking identity. Like Native Americans. Like, come on. It's okay to have your own identity. Like, it's okay to have your own culture and all that stuff. But once you start
Somebody call him a talking turd. Nah, no offense, dude is butt ugly, dog. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, talking turd is crazy. A real life doodle emoji.
Start talking about trying to deny certain things and then replacing it with other things, that's when people have to come and check you and tell you the facts, because now you're sounding ignorant. And ignorance is what caused slavery. Ignorance is what caused racism. Like it's all about ignorance at the end of the day. If you're ignorant, you're gonna continue the same cycle. So at the end of the day, y'all have your own culture, Africans have their own culture, but just don't deny the fact that your ancestors came from Africa.
When FBA first started, I was one of those people that be like, you know what, let's just let them be, man. These people are being attacked left and right, bro. Let's just let them be, let them cool, let them chill.
Man, by your look, I told you I'm with the Tether Task Force, and all I need is a quick still shot of a straightforward picture, and I'm going to identify these tethers based off of the forehead and bulging and the hairline ridges. So I'm going straight in. We're looking at West Africa forehead right here because it's got the wraparound. Anytime you start seeing a wraparound, it's West African. And then you notice this little ridge right here, and then it slant off with the other ridges. Yeah, he's from Nigeria, and his family is of the Fulani. He Fulani.
Right. And I noticed a lot of African Americans they did not want to be associated with FBAs. They're like, FBA is a hate group. I'm like, at the time, I'm like, why would African Americans think that FBA is a hate group? I'm like, why would you think that? These people are your people. But as time goes on, I start to pay attention to what these people were saying. At first, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be judgmental. I'm gonna just let them be. But there was a specific rhetoric they were pushing that was very similar to what a white supremacist would say, to what a far right would say, right? And as time goes on, I start to notice that they were attacking Haitian, they were attacking Caribbeans, they were attacking Africans, they were attacking everybody that was black. They would attack even African Americans. They would be like, for an example, if you're born in the United States, you're African American, right? But your mom.
It's giving monkey a little bit though. Or am I bugging? I'm not trying to seem racist or not, because he already think that we sound like the white. I'm not trying to be racist though. It's kind of giving Mighty Joe Young a little bit, huh? Or am I bugging? If I'm tripping, let me know. Players F up.
Or your dad of Caribbean descent, they're like, you do not qualify to be FBA. I'm like, what? So a lot of these people, and there's a specific genre in the FBA that claim to not be African. They claim they have no history with Africa. They claim to have no lineage with Africa. They claim they have zero connection with Africa. But yet again, when they are asked to provide DNA tests,
it's giving Lucy though. It is. It's really giving Lucy. No bull. Y'all don't know who Lucy is? Lucy is that little monkey that was found in Africa. It's the oldest little bones found in Africa, and they got images and reconstructions of what Lucy looked like. And if you look at little Buddy and some of his little angles, he do kind of look like Lucy. You see what I'm saying? He do really look like Lucy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Hold on, my bad. I didn't mean to click out of that. But look, if you look at him right here on this screen, you can simply see he do look like Lucy. Like it ain't even no play around. It's not hard to see. If we just type in on your phones, Lucy the monkey, and you're gonna see this little thing pop up. You see what I'm saying? Now look, I'm gonna just show y'all. Come on now. Come on now. Like, come on now. You gotta say BAP owners. Evolution might be. Come on, Darwin. You can't tell me you was on to something, fam. Darwin might have been on to something. Yeah. He might have. It's given. It's spit image down there. You see what I'm saying?
Or DNA results. They're like, you know what? Fuck that. That shit is not real. That shit is fake. That shit is fake, man. That shit is 100% fake. Right? You know what they remind me of? FBAs kind of remind me of flat earthers, the people that believe that the earth is flat. No matter what evidence you bring to them, they're automatically going to discard it. They're going to be like, nah, that's fake. That's not real. That's not real. FBAs is the exact same people as flat earthers. They feel like they know everything. They feel like they cannot learn from anybody. They feel like they know all the answers, right?
It's not true that most of us don't want to admit that we have a problem being African. In the United States, what do they call us? African American. So we can't say that. We embraced it strongly. But in the past several years, there has been a lot of disrespect from not only those that look like us that's coming from around the world, even just based on what our sister just told us, but we're finding that this was strategic because when they bring in our diaspora family, it's meant to replace Black Americans. You understand? Because there is an energy, there is a demand, there's an essence and a spirit that we have. I don't know if you've seen recently, not just you, but anybody that's watching us, there was a white CEO, and I'm bringing up this white man because folks seem to take long to come to the right conclusions when we say stuff. So they feel more justified when a white CEO or white professional or white scholar or academic says something. But he came out recently.
Because they still affect African Americans in a very interesting way, which is actually both the universities and the corporate employers are literally, this is true,
Now listen, I want y'all to listen to this right quick. This is a crucial part. Hey, shout out to everybody that's in the building. I dropped the link to the channel. If anybody want to come on, y'all more than welcome to come on. We're going to get into these conversations. We got a few people already waiting in the back lobby area. Y'all just bear patient. I am going to let each and every one of you guys on. We're going to rock out. We're going to get into this conversation. Shout out to all my Aboriginal Americans and my brothers that identify with the FBA Americans. Shout out to everybody in the building. I got a new channel I want y'all to go check out who's going to be making an uprising. They fire. It's a new fire channel. It's for the culture. It's called FBA Cultural Podcast. The link is in the description box. Make sure y'all go check that channel out. Subscribe to that channel, family.
CEO or white professional or white scholar or academic said something, but he came out recently.
Because they still affect African Americans in a very interesting way, which is actually both the universities and the corporate employers are literally, this is true, they literally import Africans so that they don't have to hire African Americans because they still count as Black. There was a great story. The thing that woke me up to this, there was a story in the New York Times 20 years ago about Harvard. This is Harvard admits, Black students, but which ones? Back when the New York Times could talk about these things honestly. And it quoted actually Henry Louis Gates and Lonnie Guinier at the time at Harvard Law School, basically observing that African Americans were not benefiting from an affirmative action because Harvard had figured out that they could import Nigerians. Right. And again, it's just like, great. The Nigerians are great. They're very smart. They're very productive. It's fantastic. All other things being equal, you'd like to have as many of them in your country. But like, is that really why we're doing, the set aside programs?
You'll see that this was a plan to where when folks come in, they're meant to replace us. The former White House press secretary is a migrant. She has immigrant status. She came here. She's a part of the LGBT community, all kinds of stuff, but she doesn't speak on issues that we're pushing for. So when we push for reparations, we find that when they have a migrant or immigrant status, they come against and speak against Black Americans getting reparations. Barack Hussein Obama, he is a Kenyan part, right? When he got here, he fought against Black folks getting reparations. He justified why, if he pushed for that, he said that Chinese migrants and Latino migrants going to ask, well, why do they have to contribute to us getting reparations when they didn't have nothing to do with it? Kamala Harris is not foundational Black American. Is she not? She's Indian and Jamaican? Is her father Jamaican? Remember that correctly? What did she do when she got the position? Before she got the position, what did she say? Well, they asked her specific.
We already know.
would you do reparations or something for black folks? Guess what she said, sis?
She said she ain't doing shit particularly for black folks.
I'm not gonna do nothing for just black folks.
Right. When you got people like the little Ethiopian dude that's running for the governor position in Minnesota, he talking about and guaranteeing he just gonna be doing something for his people. They outright vocal about it. You see what I'm saying? And so they show you their hand in the same conversation. You see what I'm saying? They show their hands in these same conversations, family. So we about to get into some heat, though, man. We got a lot to get into. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. And we're gonna rock this thing on up, man. Let's go. Oh shit. Where the video go? Oh, hold on, let me pull it back up. Hold on 1 second, family. Somehow clicked off. Let me put it back up on the screen. Y'all know the fire emoji, you can still hear me though. Want to make sure we still good.
You see?
Want to make sure
So
we
this is
still
a problem. Problem. She's out there now over the past few days talking about the same stuff, the scared to death stuff. I want y'all to understand they can't be that scared because they would do what we tell them to do. If they really wanted us to get to the polls, we have told them we're more than happy to vote for the Democrats if they vote to get.
I ain't gonna lie, Vicky Diller do be killing them though when it comes to these conversations, especially defending the integrity of the Aboriginal / FBA Americans, man. Shout out to Vicky. You feel me?
Because they would do what we tell them to do. If they really wanted us to get to the polls, we have told them we're more than happy to vote for the Democrats if they vote to give us tangibles like they do the illegal migrants. So you see how they're still defying us? So they're not really scared. They want something for nothing. And the only way they get something for nothing is to scare you to death.
Since I'm living in my car today, I'm just going to try and catch up on all these TikTok.
Oh, Lord.
I am here.
I ain't never seen a bull dagger tether. Now, this is a new one in the books for me. A bull dagger tether. That's a new one, man. I'm talking about an old stud. A tether stud at that. Ain't that some damn shit? A dyke that came on a hike. You know what I'm saying? We got a fleeing stud. That is wild. All right, let's listen, though. This is interesting. This shit getting deep.
Since I'm living in my car today, I'm just going to try and catch up on all these TikTok. I am here to apologize. I made a horrible mistake. And let it be known, this is why you got to truly do your research. And sometimes you're moving and grooving and you're trying to reply to shit and you don't do the research. And that's what happened to me in regards to FBA. I made a video earlier around FBA versus ADOS. And at that time, I just thought that FBA was a term, Foundational Black American. And I thought it was really a good fitting term to describe our experience and our ethnicity in this country.
Yeah, it's a bloodline, the original peoples of this land.
And then I had my understanding of ADOS, which for me is just a xenophobic group or pseudo organization. Well, this person, thank you, in my comments said, hey, you know that FBA is Tariq Nasheed's joint. And I'm like, oh man, what did I do? I am not a fan because he is one of a handful of Black.
See, that's one of the weakest talking points that they do. And what that is that's a subsidiary excuse for them to attack the culture by putting the culture on one man's back. No, how can somebody blood lineage be attached and owned and created by one man? Like, make that make sense. Like, you out of your stud mind, girl. Like, get it together. You see what I'm saying? You just on her jaw jacket. You see what I'm saying? The only reason you ain't a fan because we be going at Tethers, not immigrants, not all immigrants. We go at Tethers. And not all immigrants is Tethers. But all Tethers are immigrants. So that might take you to some offense, but we're not trying to be offensive. We're trying to be direct. We're trying to be clear on the issue that is affecting our people here in America.
American orators. I like to call them orators because they got the gift of gab like a mug. Just be talking shit. Just talking shit. Snake oil salesman. Something of what they say sound like it makes sense, but often we, coming from pain and fear and frustration, don't really unpack many of these orators, you know what I mean, that's in the community talking good game, boy. I first heard about him when he tried.
She one of them old studs. You see what I'm saying? Wearing them Adidas outfits. You see what I'm saying? Be kicking it with a Kango on. You see what I'm saying? Old stud kicking it with a Kango on. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Jive turkey. Yeah, nigga. Player. Yeah, man, sit your stud ass down. That's what's wrong with America. This is a man's world. And you trying to be a man so you can control shit. Nah, this ain't. You shouldn't listen to James, man. That's bullshit. This is duality. It's about equalness. You should have been what you is. You original stud. You see what I'm saying? But I ain't mad at you though. Shout out to my stud hubbies that's pushing the culture.
To talk good game about hip hop. For those who know me, I am a native New Yorker, born and bred, and you can see the grays in my hair. I've been so for a minute. Basically, I'm older than hip hop, honey. And this fool tried to break down the history of hip hop, saying that Latin folks weren't a part of the creation of hip hop. Tariq, now she's not even from New York. But I
just identified. She Dominican. I just caught her. See, I caught a glimpse of that hairline. See, I told you I'm with the Tether Task Force. When you see this little muffin top, like one of them Sesame Street characters, that's how you already know this a Tether. You know what I'm saying? She got that same hairstyle as Dave Chappelle had when he was playing the pianos in the clumps. You know, there was some tethers. That was a tether hairstyle. Around Monks's tether. You see what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, we can see the Igbo in her face. You know what I'm saying? We can see the Igbo within her phenotype right now, and within the physiognomy. You see what I'm saying? Seriously.
But if he tried to say that to a New Yorker in New York, there'll be a problem. But he wouldn't dare do that. Look, we are all guilty.
Just to be clear, Spanish people did not have no input, no hands in on the creation of hip hop. They sat around and were spectators. And as time went on, they constantly participated. Just because you was a spectator and a participator don't mean that you was a creator or an innovator. Baby, y'all got to understand the process. Y'all hands wasn't in the process. Y'all hands just wasn't in the process. There wasn't no Caribbeaners. The Caribbeaners came around copying shit.
Guilty of being basically pseudo-intellectuals on this app. Some of us are better at it than others. And I try to do my due diligence, but this time I dropped the ball. And I'm kind of pissed off because it's a really good term, but it's created by somebody who I essentially consider an opportunist. He is not an intellectual. He does not do his research. He has not done research, at least nothing published. I mean, if you count podcasts.
Now listen, but just because you don't agree with somebody's perspective on history or intellectual doesn't take away that the term is directly about a blood lineage. You see what I'm saying? Just because somebody coined a term or phrased the term or is popular for using the term don't mean he's respective of creating the blood lineage from which the term is applied to the peoples. He ain't the creation of the peoples. So y'all just having a personal, emotional against a person, and y'all use it against the cultural aspect. You see what I'm saying? Salute to my boy Juan Torres in the building. Shout out to my big bro Bailey Yoso. Big bro Bailey Yoso in the building. What's the word, gang?
But I need someone to come up with a better term that is not attached to an opportunity to make coin, that is not attached to someone else's brand.
Oh, I got you, sister. Come tap in. Aboriginal Americans. You can come tap in with Aboriginal power. I've been had a term, but I also don't disagree with the FBA term. I'm just here to rock and band on code and create these bridges of connection between our brothers with different identifiers. So yeah, you can use big Aboriginal powers term. You can use it, my stud friend, my stud sister. You more than welcome. You know what I'm saying? You can use Aboriginal American. You can absolutely use it. And if you don't like Aboriginal, you can just use American, because within the definition, it's implied. So either way, you're going to use it. So shout out to you, though. You can use either one.
And it's not attached to a xenophobe. Because for me, to be Black American means it is attached to a deep, long history of culture and language and movement and invention and decision. Because all of our ancestors had to make decisions along the way that led to us. They had to make moves, whether they made it individually, whether they made it within their family or through the community. But we moved. We made it happen, not just for ourselves, but for others. And though we may argue on this app is not reality. Though we may have these diaspora kind of spats and ignorant conversations around the contribution of each other, reality is reality. And the reality for my people, my stem of the diaspora, is that our presence and our contribution is undeniable. Our identity is undeniable. And even our unique.
Man, shout out to the sister, man. She just don't like the term and the people. And speaking of stud, right? Speaking of stud, I seen something the other day, and we're gonna come back to the conversation with the culture, but this is kind of stimulating a part of the culture conversation as well. I was watching another stud the other day on a particular platform, which we're gonna get into, and they was having a conversation and kind of led into some racist a race conversation. You know how we talk fluidly in America, and then some shit popped off. I'm about to show y'all FBA Aboriginal American stud sister, one of my other stud sisters, getting litty in the city. Let's go, y'all.
I'm not even talking to you right now, man. These black people problems, my nigga. You not, because you act like you can't understand what I'm saying, man.
Genetically, it's not his dad.
I'm gonna get frustrated in here talking to you, man.
Well, now, if you didn't know, the sister right here in the gray, that's the sister Hellcat. She is a stud, and she don't play no games, and she about to turn up one time. I'm rocking with her after this one.
Maybe his dad.
No, I'm telling you, his stepdad ain't his dad because he has a relationship with his real father. And plenty of relationships.
And that's
it's such as me. My stepdad raised me. He wasn't my biological father, but that is my father.
That maybe
I'm not downplaying.
I'm not
understand what I'm saying?
He acted as your father, but if you was able to pass your
ain't no
down,
acting. I know what I call that man. I know what I call that
man. We
man.
can bring Maury right now, have him do whatever test he wants. That is not your biological father.
I'm gonna go roll me a blunt.
That may be your stepfather. We can bring Maury in here.
Let's get the
You
right.
got some hollow ass your jewelry.
Goddamn me! Come fix my roof.
Your jewelry's hollow.
Bitch, come cut my yard. Cut my yard.
Look, he got mad. Look, watch this. Let me run it back just a little bit.
Your socks are dirty. Change your socks.
Her shit is for
change.
Look, he got mad when she called him something.
Now, what I'm trying to say to you, what I'm saying is, y'all are skipping the real issues. You niggas so What?
going.
What are we talking
That's
about?
all I'm saying.
You need to talk about these pussy niggas that need to take care of their kids. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all niggas don't want to address.
Hey, I'm about to let y'all listen to this, y'all. Listen, this is part of the culture conversation. I want y'all to respond. Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Hey, we get back to the other stuff right after this. Let's go.
We agree.
Can I talk, George Lopez?
We agree with you on that part. But we don't agree that you're going to be a biological father.
Can I motherfucking talk? What I'm saying is, y'all are skipping the real issues. You niggas so
George
tough.
Lopez, can I call you little baby?
Listen
Okay,
to
baby,
me.
go ahead.
Listen to me, George Lopez.
Go ahead, little baby.
Shut up before I call ice on you.
Go ahead, little baby.
Ice on your mother.
Hello, baby.
Now, what I'm trying to say to
First of all, she called my boy George Lopez, pissed him off. Oh, that's racist. She said, shut the fuck up before I call ice on your ass. Hilarious. That shit is funny as hell.
Lopez, can I talk?
We agree.
Can I talk, George Lopez?
We agree with you on that part. But we don't agree that you're going to be a biological father.
Can I motherfucking talk? What I'm saying is, y'all are skipping the real issues. You niggas so
George
tough.
Lopez, can I call you little baby?
Listen to me.
Go ahead.
Listen to me, George Lopez.
Go ahead, little baby.
Shut up before I call ice on you.
Go ahead, little baby.
Ice on your mother.
Hello, baby.
Now, what I'm trying to say to you, is, y'all want to skip over the real goddamn issues. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all are really goddamn me skipping over the issue. Yeah. What?
It wasn't right.
Listen, I'm talking. I don't care about being right. Don't like me.
Here, drudgery twisted.
Don't like me. This. I don't give a.
Oh yeah, say that.
Party.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know.
Can I tell you something?
I'm just letting you know. I don't give a about none of that. I'm not in the chat. I don't give a fuck about none of that. George Lopez.
That's fine. Go get your braids retwisted. Go get your braids retwisted. I'm talking. They're coming apart. Go get your braids retwisted. How you gonna come on no jumper? You're gonna come on no jumper and not have your braids retwisted. Probably wearing the same socks from yesterday. You even got socks on? Your socks are dirty. Change your socks.
Her shit is phenomenal.
Change your socks.
It's phenomenal.
I'm gonna chill out because I got homeboys that's Mexican.
That's fine.
All right, I got homies that's Mexican.
Oh my.
But I'm saying your hair like a white boy hair, Mexican.
All I'm saying
you a white boy Mexican. You don't count. You don't count. You don't even look like you can swim.
You got some dirty ass socks.
You don't even look like you can swim, Mexican.
Dirty ass socks.
You don't even look like you can swim.
Probably fake ass watch.
Come here.
Can we double test that fake ass watch?
Ain't nothing fake over here, little boy.
Hollow ass jewelry.
You po-ass.
You got some hollow ass
Mexican.
Your jewelry's
goddamn me.
Your
come fix my
hollow.
Roof.
Your jewelry's hollow.
Bitch, come cut my yard.
The Mexican sings zesty. He mad. His feelings hurt.
Cut my yard.
Jewelry's hollow.
Get an Uber and tell this mother. Just drop him off at Home Depot. Drop him off at Home Depot.
Let's wear your jewelry. Let's wear your jewelry.
He's talking about her jewelry, has to dress. He's a freaking stud. He's just like any other stud. What are you talking about?
Fake. That shit sounds fake. That shit sounds fake. Man, retwist your dress.
Hold the phone, boy.
Retwist those.
Call this Uber to send him back to Home Depot.
Retwist those locks. But before you
call him an Uber so he can go back to Home Depot is in hand, and I like it. That's my type of jokes. That shit is funny as hell. Call him an Uber so he can go back to Home Depot.
That shit sounds fake. Man, retwist your dress.
Hold the phone, boy.
Retwist those.
Call this Uber to send him back to Home Depot.
Retwist those locks. But before you send me anywhere, retwist those locks.
The Mexicans gonna be mad at you, white boy Mexican.
Yeah, she's a goofy. You're a goofy. You're a goofy. You're a goofy. You're a goofy.
Let me show y'all how Aboriginals and FBA turn up on anybody and anywhere.
You're a goofy.
You swing on them right here. Boom, boom. Start swinging on them. Gotta break it up. Crazy. And look, she's still on one. Look at her. Now look, he's scared. Look, look at him. He's scared. The Black Americans laughing. This is normal. Look, watch this. Look. Then it got busy. They turned it off. That's what I'm trying to say. Who y'all think is in the row right here, man? I need y'all to let me know, family. Let me know who in the row right here. Let me know, family. Let me know who in the row. Who in the wrong here?
Oh my God, bro! Come on.
I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure.
I'll only shake your hand if your hands aren't as dirty as your socks. If your hands aren't as dirty as your socks, I'll shake your hands. Under those conditions,
Man, take
only.
your ass to Home
Only
Depot.
under those conditions.
Take your ass to
will I
Home
shake
Depot.
your assy ass
Take your
knuckles.
weak ass to Home
I will
Depot.
only shake your assy ass knuckles if they're not as dirty as your socks.
Bro, I've never in my life.
He said, take your
I
would if she was a biological man. I would if she was a biological man. That's the only way I'll fade you. I'll really fade you. You better be happy you're not a biological man. You see what the going on?
Man, your shirt
Man,
big as
stop
fuck.
clapping. You're getting dust
got
everywhere.
That shirt from a gas station.
You're getting ass everywhere.
Oh yeah, man. I brought that up to see what y'all thought about that, man. What do y'all think about that whole little situation right there, Billy? That whole little Hispanic, was it racist? You know, people talk like that in their own language. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the situation.
In your relationship
I just
with
brought
us,
that up because I was talking
the
about
country
earlier.
that we call home was always problematic. It's not based in ignorance. And then on the flip side of that, here we are saying, wait a minute, we know who we are when we have this conflict even within our country. But at this point in 2024, a lot of us like, listen, we are Black American. We have been here way, 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 way too long. There are too many unique attributes about us because we have been here way, 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 way too long. Perhaps even longer than many African countries have been in
I
existence.
might be misquoted earlier. I don't think she is stud. I don't think. No, I think she's obviously a stud. I mean, I don't think she's a tether. My bad.
You still give me Whoopi Goldberg vibes.
Really does not serve us because we are distracted from the time we can commit to truly learning about one another and how we're connected, because that interconnection truly is our power. We don't have to speak the same language. We don't even have to do a deep dive into each other. We just need to know enough to move with each other. So can we try that? Have I digressed from my original point? Yeah, a little bit. The point is, I'm pissed that FBA was created by an idiot. So I just got to figure out a different term. But for now, it's Black American. And say it loud. I am Black and I am proud.
Whoopi Slowberg, get out of here.
The buck up. I just want you to find anything within your culture that identifies as Blackness, like a song or something, anything that predates us doing it. If you can do that,
Whoopi Slowberg.
It's okay if we created it, but we don't own it. Come on, we've been asking y'all to come on. Just if you're gonna come on to the Black side, stay there.
I have to be sincere and honest. Most of our African American cousins who fictitiously identify themselves as ADOS.
First of all, we're not your cousins because we're not African, stupid ass.
Our African American cousins.
That nigga look like Big Dog Philly.
Fictitiously identify themselves as ADOS, FBAs.
Big Dog Philly Foo-Foo. Yeah, dang. Big Dog Philly OG Foo-Foo.
And pretensions, they are extremely negative when it comes to seeking unity of purpose amongst our people. I don't really understand what some of our Black folk think, that if they delineate themselves in a society where they are overwhelming minority, it's going to bring them some sort of advantage. It don't work like that. If you are a minority in a particular geographical space, but in the greater geographical space, you are majority. For instance, black folk or melanated people are the majority in population of human beings around the planet. I'll repeat. Black people are majority in population on planet Earth. We just happen to be very decentralized because of colonialism, slavery, and also bad economic circumstances as a result of neocolonialism. So if you, as a black person or black folk, you are trying to delineate yourself and put yourself in that little geographical space that was actually created by your sworn enemies, and think that you're going to be better off living with your sworn enemies away from the greater population of people who look like you, then you are an idiot. Because at the end of the day, look into other races. They have their quarrels internally. The Germans, the French, the English, the Irish, the Scottish, the Russians, they're all Europeans. They have their quarrels. Look at Asia, China, Singapore, Vietnam, Laos. They have their quarrels. But at the end of the day, they stay on court. At the end of the day, if they are fighting for any political and economic interest against another group of people who don't look like them, they come together. It's only black folk that delineate themselves thinking that they're going to be better off with the very...
Yeah, you try to connect that with black people.
Bro, I can't understand this nigga.
When in fact, the people that's doing the most division and non-separating and not coming together as a country, as a continent, is Africa. Y'all are 54 nations. Y'all not even 54 United Nations. You see what I'm saying? Y'all not in cahoots with each other.
Very people who are subjugating them and stifling their economic, cultural, and political growth. The reason why I'm saying all this is because the overwhelming negative response that I received for the live I did yesterday concerning the Essence, and when I talked about Essence yesterday, Essence Festival, I was actually in support of the fact that because Essence was a creation of African Americans to express their culture, in as much as the owner of Essence is not African American, but they should still show that respect and balance of Essence in a way that African Americans will be center stage at Essence to highlight and have a full cultural expression of what they have built as a people. But nonetheless, a lot of our FBA brothers, because of the enslaved or the slave mentality that is still possessed, they are missing the point. When we talk about African Commonwealth or global African Commonwealth, it simply means respecting African cultures around the world, which is not homogeneous. African American culture, Jamaican culture, Haitian culture, Afro-Braziliano, Afro-Cubano, or Afro-Latino. Even in Africa, we have Igbo culture, we have Yoruba culture, we have Bayangi culture, we have Zulu culture, we have Kikuyu culture, we have Lua culture, we have Kenya, Rwanda, there are so many cultures that make up black cultures around the world. So Commonwealth is building a platform where we embrace the diversities of our culture, including the new black cultures that were created out of the struggles of our enslaved African ancestors, for instance, African Americans. Respect those cultures, give them space to practice their culture, but at the end of the day, We should be building a commonwealth where we utilize the power of our diverse cultures to build a sustainable economic and political future for all of us, just like the Europeans have done. The Germans sometimes don't like the French. We know all the wars that happened there. First World War, Second World War, you know, the Franco-Prussian War and all those wars that happened in Europe. But at the end of the day, the Europeans they always find a way to work together to consolidate their global economic and political power. So if you are an FBA, I don't have any problem with that. If you are ADOS, I don't have any problem with that. We shouldn't have any problem with that. But we should have a problem when you think that with your little minority population, you can overcome and benefit in a space where it's controlled completely and dominantly by the very people who enslave and colonize us. That is what makes this whole argument about delineation as FBAs stupid. It's extremely stupid. You come together, express yourself in your cultures, respect the various cultures within your race, but you fight for a common socio-economic and political power using the combined culture and the combined population of your people, of which we as Black people, we have the largest population in the world. You got it? This is what is happening. So, if you're an FBA, how many FBAs are in America? Because I have a lot of African-American family and friends. The overwhelming majority of African-Americans, they don't identify as FBAs. They identify as African-Americans.
He is a liar. He is a stone cold liar. He is lying. He's telling one of the biggest lies.
Because I have a lot of African-American family and friends. The overwhelming majority of African-Americans, they don't identify as FBAs. They identify as African-Americans and fully recognize that they are descendants of our formerly enslaved African ancestors.
He is a liar.
If you count
the majority of the people in the chat, at least half, or at least identify with FBA, and I guarantee none of them identify with being African. I guarantee almost majority of the people that identify with the FBA, Aboriginal American culture, Negroes in American culture, don't believe that and know for sure that they don't have no African lineage. We don't have no damn African lineage, dude. Shut up. And this is another thing that these tethers do. Oh, I know a bunch of them, and this is how it is. Or I am half of this, and I'm this too. They always want to speak on behalf of us.
The number of African Americans who identify as pretenders of FBA within America, it's not even gonna be up to 1 million. And how do you expect to have any political power, any economic power, when you are absolute minority amongst other groups that don't delineate themselves and they are fighting for a common political and common economic goal? What you're rendering yourself to, you're gonna become a useful political and useful economic idiot, delineating yourself from the larger population and try to create some type of fictitious identity that the rest of the world is looking at you as a laughing stock. You feel me? This is what is going on. So I will go back to somebody sent a request. No. So I will go back to the Essence. Let me stay on topic here. Essence Festival. I agree with the sentiment of my African American brothers and sisters that the overly Africanization of Essence is cultural appropriation. I agree with that statement, but with a caveat. These FBAs or these ADOS or whoever what do you call yourself, pretending or whatever, that you are shouting cultural misappropriation of essence. Have you ever asked yourself this question? Why is it that most of the cultural institutions that African Americans have invented, built, and they become successful? Have you asked yourself, why is it that African Americans, these African American institutions, they end up getting sold to the highest bidder? A good example is BET, Bob Johnson. African Americans who create these institutions like Essence or like BET or like, why is it that they keep selling their institutions, their cultural institutions to the highest bidder? The problem is not Africans or Caribbeans culturally appropriating African American culture. The problem is the African American business people who create these African American cultural institutions and end up selling them because they don't give a 1-2 fucks about the African American community. All they care about is their bank account. Rich African Americans care only about their bank account. They don't care about the larger population of African Americans when we talk about commonwealth. That is the whole idea about commonwealth. So, Essence was started by African Americans, and it was widely successful. It started as a magazine. But the African Americans who started Essence, they sold it to Time magazine. They sold it to the YT people. You feel me? So instead of attacking the cultural appropriation of Essence, you should be attacking the African Americans who started Essence, who sold it to the YT people. Then when they sold this Essence to the YT people, Essence Corp, an African brother from Liberia, an African brother, immigrant, who have a lot of more, went and bought it back from the YT people. Right? And now, African Americans or FBAs are crying cultural appropriation of Essence. But they forget that when somebody buys something in a capitalist society, they can do as they please with it. When someone buys a company, a corporation, a store, a restaurant, when someone buys a business, they can do as they please with it because they own the business. So, the question should be, why are the rich African Americans who start this institution, why are they so quick to sell these institutions away after they have succeeded? So African Americans, the ones who have succeeded building these institutions, they were not building the institution to strengthen the African American culture. They were building the institutions so the institution can grow in value, so they can sell it and put $1 billion or $2 billion in their account, and they become a billionaire. To heck with the rest of the African American population, because there's a saying within the African American community: "I got mine, go get yours." So my FBA brothers and sisters are barking at the wrong tree. You all are barking at the wrong tree. You all are attacking the African ownership of Essence instead of attacking the African Americans who created Essence and sold it to the YT people before the black brother from Africa bought Essence back from the YT people. But I'm reasonable. That's why I say, in as much as Essence is owned by an African brother, Essence, that the African brother should appropriate Essence to foster the African American cultural expression, because that was the initial foundation of essence when it was created by African-American women, by the 5 or 4 African-American women before they sold it to the white people. So I don't like the fact that it's been Africanized completely the way it happened. That is why I'm calling on the African brother who own Essence and the sister, the director of Essence, who is Kenyan, for them to reappropriate Essence to become a full expression of the African-American experience and African-American history, because African-American culture is Black culture. African-American culture is new African culture that was birthed out of the struggle of our formerly enslaved African ancestors. So we should recognize African-American culture as a new African culture, just like you have Irish Americans or German Americans or British Americans. They still celebrate their stuff here. 1st of October, they still celebrate 1st of October here. German Americans still celebrate 1st of October. So we as Africans, we should collaborate with our African American brothers to celebrate a full expression of the African American culture instead of appropriating it or trying to Africanize it. We are diluting our own global power. But I just wanted to say to all the haters of this brother who own Essence, direct your anger to the African-American inventors or creators of Essence who sold Essence to the white people before the African brother went and bought Essence from the white people back. So find a way to work with the Africans who own Essence rather than hating on them, rather than pointing finger on them, when you should be directing your anger towards the African Americans who invented Essence in the first place, who decided to sell it to the highest bidder. That's where the problem is. Most African American institutions have been sold. They sell them. They create them, it gets value, and they sell it. African Americans are not building a community. That is why even with $1 trillion in GDP, we are the largest consumers in America as Black folk, because we don't build community. Whatever we create, we sell to white people for billions. So we are not building communities of anything. A brother starts a restaurant. It makes a lot of money. He sells it to a Mexican. An African-American brother starts a clothing line. It makes a lot of money. They sell it to white people. An African sister starts a hair care product. It becomes $1 billion company. They sell it. So African-Americans, our cousins, are very smart, very innovative. They create stuff that changes, they create stuff. But the problem is African-Americans who create, they don't keep, they sell. Because they don't have that spirit of commonwealth. You see, Jewish people create stuff and they keep it. It goes for generations and generations and generations and generations. Same with Europeans, same with Asians, same with Spanish. African, you can go to Washington, D.C., you can go to Baltimore, you can go to Chicago, you can go to Overtown in Miami. You won't find one soul food restaurant anymore. Because as soon as the original owners of the soul food restaurants, they get old, what happened? They sell the restaurant. Or their kids take over and they sell it. Look at most of the houses in D.C. and Baltimore, in Harlem, Brooklyn. They don't keep nothing. As soon as the parents or the grandparents die, they sell the houses and move to a white neighborhood. So, this anger that is being directed to the Caribbean or the African immigrants, that is misfiring. That is total misfiring. Our African American cousins should develop the spirit of commonwealth. When you create something that is successful, don't sell it. Don't sell it. Pass it on. pass it on. Like, you know, I was having a talk with a group of African American men on One Life. And one of them made a statement that, oh, the Africans sold us into slavery. That is the highest level of stupidity. The highest level of stupidity, given that Africans in the continent at that point, yes, some African tribes were involved in slavery transactions with white people from Europe. But most of those very Africans who went to sell their fellow Africans, a lot of them got at gunpoint at the boat and they themselves were enslaved. So you wonder, why can't we think critically that in an African American neighborhood, you have some brothers who are snitches. You have some brothers who will sell their own brothers for $1. You have some brothers who will snitch on their entire friends for $1. So don't you think that that particular brother who is African American, who is a big snitcher, would have been one of those type of Africans back in the day, the DNA, who were selling their own brothers? So the very people who sold their brothers into slavery in Africa, they are in America. They are in America. That is why you see a lot of brothers be snitching. They don't keep nothing. They are here. They are everywhere. They are in Africa and they are in America. They are in the Caribbean as well. So a snitching African American brother, their DNA is linked to that snitching African brother who was selling their own people into slavery. So all of us are involved. It was not the Africans in the continent now who sold African Americans, but it was Africans who participated in that slave trade with Europeans. Some of them ended up becoming slaves in America and the Caribbean. So you don't have to look further. You don't have to look 13,000 kilometers away in Africa to find who sold you. They are among you all in America and the Caribbean. They are there. They are amongst you all. You don't have to look too far. So it's a misguided and stupid argument about who sold who. When the very people who sold some of their own brothers and sisters ended up in the slave ship as well. And they are living with you in the Bronx. Their descendants are living with you in the Bronx. Their descendants are living with you in Harlem. Their descendants are living with you in Southeast DC. Their descendants are living with you in Overtown, in Southside Chicago. That is why you have brothers in America and in the Caribbean who are snitches, who will sell their own brothers for a penny. Just like you will find those kind of brothers also in Africa. Let's not get it twisted. So, basically, I just wanted to bring this point out. I'm going to leave you all. Stop pointing the finger at the African owners of Essence. Point the finger of anger to the African Americans who created Essence and sold it to the white people before the African immigrant came and bought Essence from the white people. Point the finger to Bob Johnson, who created BET and sold it to the white people. Most of the institutions that were created by African Americans that succeeded, they sold it to white people instead of keeping it to build a stronger common. Keys on the train, on the train, on the train, on the train, on the train.
For the stats, I be beating the odds. In the blood, it be making me calm. Ride the turbines, just like I'm Saddam. I'ma blow up just like I'm a bomb. I'ma leave it.